And I love it, man, because it got me thinking. It got me thinking like I was back at school again. I don't even know where you come up with these questions. I want to know how you come up with these kids. You're so innovative. I'm like, look, I mean, your mind is good. Like you said, you're a history teacher, and your mind is going all over the place.
And it's also wonderful to hear people talk sanely to each other today.
Yeah, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did,
Sure.
Merv Griffin. I did it all. You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is, no one's perfect.
You have something amazing going with the show, and you're educating us.
I mean, I've never told anybody in public about that experience with my dad. And on your platform, I don't know why I did that, because it's so comfortable and we're talking about things that matter.
I love the little anecdote of comedy with your would you pay for it? Would you not? I love that. I love how you added that in.
We want to know each other. We want to know people's stories. That's what TKN does.
What an honor it is to be in the presence of the other two wonderful gentlemen. And you, Avi, I have a great deal of respect for your resume as well.
It's not like an interview. It's like a conversation with your homie.
Appreciate that more than you know, my friend. I really do. Stretch, my friend, I hope you have a great rest of the evening. Last name Ferrigno, first name Lou. Lou, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator.
So put your hand together for a majestic, out of this world, one-of-a-kind human being. First name Vivica, last name Fox. Welcome, my friend.
Whoa, that was an awesome introduction. Let me tell you that. I don't think I've ever had anyone read my resume with such flow.
Avi is a poet, but he doesn't know it, but his feet show it. You're unbelievable.
You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about.
Yo, this show is crazy. This show takes you crazy places.
I appreciate that.
If you see something, you gotta say something. Otherwise,
that's what we're doing now.
You're part of the problem.
I'm saying something, though, so maybe that's part of the solution.
I like him. He's fucking quick.
Well, you're the best I've seen. You're the Michael Jordan or LeBron James, whoever you want to make the GOAT.
This is why your audiences love you. This is why you continue to great guests, and great guests beget great guests.
Finish up this last bar and welcome a talented, kind, humble, intelligent human being. First name Franco, last name Star. Welcome, my friend, to the celebrity tournament.
Oh my God. Yo, that had to be 64. Nah, that was like 85 bars. Like how many bars is that? Is it like, I was trying to count the bars. I lost count.
One of my friends was share about the Tip O'Neill, the Speaker of the House, and what a smooth voice he had. Your voice and the way you project everything and share with your heart and soul. You got an incredible gift.
I just want to do this again and again. I feel like I've made friends. And again, I've taken the competition part of it out because I've just enjoyed talking to you guys tonight.
Oh man, most definitely. This is, I think my top. I think the intro you gave me, I gotta get to. I like.
You deserve it.
It really, truly, kind of blows my mind every time when we can get this many people together, thinking, mind melding, positive, not having to agree all the time with everything. But not getting ugly about it. And not, it's just, I feel like it's a microcosm of what it could be.
Did you have a nice time tonight in the green room?
I had a great time. I can't tell you how refreshing it is that somebody knows what they're doing.
You're a very interesting person. I mean,
you
are, you with all this rhyming stuff, you must really put a lot of effort into this, and I would love to read or see something that you've written.
Thank you.
Because I'm sure it's really interesting.
Or not podcast. I guess it's like we're just a show now. You're a show. You're a full-blown show.
I can count my friends on one hand. Well, wait, on one finger. You.
Oh man, thank you so much, my friend. You are awesome. Chris, did you have a good time? You've done a lot of interviews. Is this kind of up there for you?
Yeah. I had a great time today, Avi. I mean, because you are engaged in what is a conversation and not a performance.
Don't even hang your hats on the past, because if you don't heal from what hurts you, you'll bleed on people that never even cut you to begin with. It has nothing to do with your pain.
All right.
So
Tell him, Robbie. Tell him.
you guys are bringing the best out of me. That is the truth. You guys. All about family, and
wow.
I can tell you, my friend, your presence is a present, because even though we don't know each other very well, starting to get to know you has been a real present and a gift, because of the truth and honesty that you share. It makes me a braver person. It makes me a more courageous person, and that's from my heart.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you. And hey, if there's anything I can do for you going forward, I'm here. You just call me.
This thing has drawn me out of myself, and thereby drawn me into myself. But I learned a lot, and from you, Avi, I always learn something from you.
Continue to work as hard as you can, because by working, Avi, you will keep yourself busy and get used to the grief.
Another trio of questions, now more underrated. We have Billy D. Williams, Italian man named Skippy, or unicycle.
I'm sorry, Italian men named Skippy. Put me away, Abby.
Archie Bunker, the mountain climber. Ralph Cramden, the yoga instructor, or Don Corleone, the computer repair person.
It's clearly an issue with the hard drive.
Oh, I like that.
I'm gonna go Don Corleone.
Avi likes to move it. He likes to move it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is nothing that was on TV tonight that even remotely rivals what we did on this broadcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Barry, a member of the Basketball Hall of Fame and one of the NBA's top 50 players. And I'm really excited to tell you about my new relationship in the broadcasting world with the new network.
It's TKN, and a young man named Avi Klein who poured his blood, sweat, and tears into creating this new network and assembling an amazing group of individuals.
Legends from every walk of life who are just bringing their knowledge and their experience and their wisdom, and this is amazing. I feel like this is a cosmic convergence of what is most important to him, and he's such a stand-up guy.
Avi, congratulations. I don't know anybody that can talk as much as you. Seriously, I thought I could talk. You are unreal. But you do it with class, understanding, professionalism. You're simply amazing. I told you that when I first met you. And you ran off my autobiography, basically with a book. It was simply fantastic. And to think that you do that every show.
Very respectful, and he really connects with the artists and his audiences. And I felt like this guy's onto something, and I'm proud to be a part of this with him.
And I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me in all that, and I thank you so much for that. It meant a lot to me.
The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can share your victories, you can share your failure, you can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend. And I feel an unbelievable level of wealth, and a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
You here to win the whole darn tournament?
I don't play, I just win.
Robert, would you like to win this entire tournament?
You know, all those luminaries and athletes and strongmen notwithstanding, the most dangerous place on this show is between me and that prize. That's all I'm going to say.
You're chomping at the bit to get in this thing.
Oh, yeah, man. I've been telling you, brother. You brought up some names to me, and I was like, I can't wait. I hope they don't see me, because it's going to be on like a steaming pot of neck bones, baby, and I'm not playing.
Are you here to win the entire thing, my friend?
I'll just say this, Abby. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Are you here to win the entire celebrity tournament when it's all said and done?
You know, I saw that video package and I saw a very familiar face in Mike Rotundo, better known as IRS. And he said that he was here for the winner chicken dinner. And I want to take away that chicken dinner. So yes, I want to win this whole shebang.
Because what they say, Efkaristo, Karakalo, we're going to Greece, baby.
I love it.
Tonight, Avi Klein launches the TKN network. It's been over 2.5 years in the making. And tonight, with mystery guests and the big debate, it's going to be, well, let's just say hotter than hell. So don't miss it.
And talent. Last name Smith. First name Joe. Joe Smith. Welcome, my friend.
Oh my God, Avi. Where did you get all of that from? Oh my God.
And gals and pals, welcome to Saturday night once again, the celebrity tournament. This is the 11th hour of round number 2. Guys, this tournament is truly a sport of the mind, and I don't mind reminding all of you that you've made this place what it is. I'm a very direct, honest person, but respectful, and I have to say this. There was a studio I worked for 19.5. This show would never succeed because positivity is something that won't succeed in 2025. But you know what? We practice all things edutainment. We place emphasis on entertainment and education. And that's what we do. And we do it well. And guys and gals and pals, you know who does it well? Our studded tournament of them all. Yeah, this is a place where you have award winners, Hall of Famers, Olympians. Every which way you look, there is someone who's accomplished something, check the box by doing what we need to do all the time, every single day, making no excuses, rolling up our sleeves, and getting right to it. So, guys, I'm going to get right to it right now. The rhymes that you're expecting, they'll come. But first, I want to remind you again, please, guys and gals and pals, if someone is telling you that you're different, your response should be good. Good. Why be the same? If you're going to be the same, then you're going to follow suit with every other podcast out there. And remind you, this isn't a podcast. I'm not a podcaster. I'm not an interviewer. Those who interview people, God bless them. But if you paid me $1 million to interview someone on the red carpet and ask them what they're wearing, I would rather drink turpentine and pee on a brush fire, because that ain't me. I'm a conversationalist. I like to have conversations. That's what we do. That's what this tournament really is, because strangers leave as friends. We maintain our dignity. We have respect for each other. And when you vote, you're voting and you're telling somebody that they resonated with you. There's nothing more powerful than that. So it's through these topics we get to know the person behind the persona. And remember, guys and gals, once again, we have a lot of philosophical fun. Emphasis on the word fun. So guys and gals and pals, I want to bring in our first participant right about now. The great Frederick Douglass said, "The soul that is within me, no human being can degrade." And I concur. When I put pen to paper each and every night, I tell myself, be true to thy own self. And when the self is on the verge of imploding, the service we provide others is what keeps us grounded. And our first participant epitomizes the latter. She's grounded. She's class personified, and she has made so many around her appreciate that which should never be taken for granted: life.
To remind each other of the privilege and the responsibility of the act of empathy. But we women who can help those who can't. We who are in the room have to make room. We who are at the table have to set a place for others. We're here now. Women are in the world, and we will not be bullied. Emotion is the chief source of becoming conscious. There can be no transforming of likeness into dark, of apathy into movement without emotion. Or as Leonard Cohen says, pay attention, because that's where the light gets in. This is such a great honor, but the thing that counts the most with me is the friendships and the love and the sheer joy we have shared.
Showcase my abilities, but inspiring other people and really being able to help other people. I always went back to my family, and I'm very humble and very well-rounded, and I think family is so important. So waiting for that next big thing, and especially from what I can relate with being in WWE, it was always when can I get that title? When am I gonna get more recognition? It's just always, you're always waiting for that next thing. So I think being in the moment is very, very important.
Indeed, guys and gals and pals, to know her is to appreciate her and her message and what she stands for. How do I get the message out regarding the next great talent? Telegram, tell your fam when they tune in, bam. They'll tell you, like Uncle Sam, that this human being is recognized from here to Birmingham. All one has to do is look outside her presence. That could cause a traffic jam years after she delivered her first body slam. She's ahead of her time, specifically right behind this dope rhyme, because she excels, always including the clock when it hits prime time, and that's because she's Optimus Prime material. Her heart and soul are beauties as she eats negativity like cereal. She reminds others that it's their time to shine as she can redefine the crystalline biological structures implanted in your mind, because in this life, you won't find purpose or progress if all you do is rewind moments that belong to a bygone era, because the present is a gift, like a Martha's Vineyard fish that's filleted, or an attempting to serenade a loved one that accepts your heart without the need of a barricade. Guys and gals and pals, she was born to her amazing parents, Mary and Rich, who had a positive impact on her life. There is no doubt. Her grandfather, Richard Sr., had 18 grandkids and 14 grandchildren. Family's what it's all about. Working at Arthur Deli, Avenue Deli, her father's old deli in Carmel, New York, helped her evolve as a person. She would chat with people from different walks of life, guys and gals. Would always help her because, again, that eliminates any strife. She experiences help, but one more personable and relatable. Thus, she eliminates any turmoil or the aforementioned strife. Her brothers also kept her on her. Imagine a beautiful day, being young and in love, holding hands as you frolic along the grass, or perhaps enjoying the view of a lake, stream, or brook. Then boom, your protective older brother knocks your boyfriend out with a Mike Tyson-style right hook. The way it goes sometimes. She's quite multifaceted, and upon transferring to Iona College, she studied pathology, of which she received a degree. This allowed her to focus on her fitness journey. She strived to turn fitness into, guys and gals, a career, and she would soon win an important tourney. But she ignored the jealousy and drama, because who has time for people chirping like a bunch of Bert and Ernie's? After finishing college, she stepped onto the stage for the first time at the World Bodybuilding Fitness and Fashion Boston show. The end result? First place, surprising many, like the night they gave the Oscars to the film Fargo. And soon they found out that this was no Jane Doe. She exploded onto the scene like an in her prime Bridget Bardot. Her competition should have hightailed it out of there and retreated to the island of Dr. Moreau. Let me flow just a little bit, Mo, as I continue to illustrate her story like a valuable Van Gogh. As if this first win wasn't enough, she started preparing for the 2014 WBFF Diva Bikini Pro World Championship, and once again, she would claim victory. That shouldn't become some mystery, as her tireless effort and determination made sure her competition was witnessing history. Soon she would excel on the WWE reality-based show Tough Enough, where she looked to silence her critics and make them go hush. Even former WWE champ The Miz, who was a judge, couldn't help but gush and blush. She was incredible in the ring when she debuted on the main roster and would also become NXT Women's Champ. She also shines when it comes to important causes and missions. Her light is so bright when it comes to the field of animal rights. She lets her voice be heard. You don't need to figure out an algebraic equation or any ratios. You might just hit it on the nose. She was known to the masses as a rose. She's got style and substance like the lead character in Grease named Sandy. So give it up for a kind, down-to-earth, and talented, intelligent human being. Last name Saccomanno. First name Mandy. Welcome to round two, my friend.
Thank you. Wow. blown away by these intros. Even the intro before that, I was like tearing up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, you do so much. And really that video epitomizes what this is all about. It's what the fans don't see unless they're privy to it. It's the time you guys spend making sure that you put the needs of others first, giving those who have no voice a voice. Isn't it much more rewarding to, that's a question I have for you. Is it more rewarding to receive a compliment or, again, a nod from someone that you inspired years down the road than any personal accolade?
Oh yeah, I mean it's so rewarding. All the charity work that I've done when I was in WWE and all the charity work I do now, it's like to touch those people's lives and to have them feel something, that's way more rewarding than anything else I've ever accomplished. Winning a title, any of that, and I've accomplished a lot. So it's always the most rewarding for sure.
Yeah, and that's the word feel. If you can get someone to feel something, it's so very important. And I think that's what this tournament is all about. You've been able to resonate with people who never watched bodybuilding or pro wrestling, and they became a fan of Amanda. And I think that's a beautiful thing, is that people now, again, through this medium and yours, are getting to know what you're all about as a very multifaceted human being, but someone who, again, doesn't come across as apologetic, nor should you, for wanting to win this whole thing. 15 grand, 5-day, 5-night first-class trip to Greece. Are you here to win it all, my friend?
Oh, for sure. I am here to win it all. I've never been to Greece. I'm actually more excited about the Greece than the money, to be honest.
Sure.
But the Greece definitely, it was very, very, that's a awesome trip. But yeah, I'm here to win it all. I'm a winner at the end of the day, it's all fun and games, but there's only going to be one winner.
There's no doubt about that. That New York pride. You got the New York pride going as well. So
that's right. That competitiveness in me.
Absolutely. I am going to put you backstage for a moment and bring you right back in.
Okay.
Guys and gals, Amanda Saccomanno. Again, please, guys and gals, once again, we appreciate you for inviting us to your living room. 3 million strong. You are going to find out the first topic momentarily. But first, you're going to find out our second participant who's coming in right now is someone who is such a very inspirational part of my life. I've known him for a few years now. And I feel like life is a sacrifice and we have to offer it. And if life is love, we have to enjoy it. And this man has done just that. He's enjoyed it. We must believe that we're the best, I think, because then we can provide the best unto others. This man is a breath of fresh air. He's honest as they come. He's direct. He's positive. There's no BS about him. He's sincere and he embraces life. He's given and continues to give back as his philanthropy work never goes unnoticed. His story, from a screenwriter, I can say this, that his story itself is quite the read, thanks to its positive outlook, heart, and dedication to inspiration. And he's not done, not by a long shot.
I think Jim resented authority a little bit. But no one else I would ever wanted a quarterback for me than him. Now, Joe Montana was perfect for the 49ers. McMahon was perfect for us.
Hell of a football player. He made some great plays for us. He made a great play right there, that's for sure.
I don't care how great Walter Payton was. I don't care how great our defense was. We don't win the Super Bowl without McMahon, period. He had a great ability to pre-read defense, understand when they were blitzing, but he did. So he did the things that you had to do to become a good football player. I mean, he was a competitor. He was a winner.
But offensively, they were ranked 8th in the league that year. They had great players: Montana, Rice, Taylor, Roger Craig, Rathman, Brent Jones, Wesley Walls on offense. Defensively, they were even better. They were ranked 2nd in the league in defense. But anyway, as he's coming down, there's a lot of commotion. They're trying to get him to the armored car. and this guy named Jack Ruby comes out of nowhere and shoots him. And then it was just total chaos. You know, people grabbed Ruby, they got the gun, they hustled him out of the room.
Absolutely, guys and gals and pals. Jim McMahon educating us like as he did in round number 1. Guys and gals and pals, he was born in Jersey City, New Jersey, but moved to San Jose, California when he was 3. He was instilled with his competitive nature by his parents. Supreme confidence was key. While at Roy High School in Utah for his junior and senior seasons, he lettered in 3 sports. What an era indeed. Tough was tough, music was music, and who forget to get the short shorts. As a quarterback and punter, he led his team, the Royals, to a 20-0 record in 2 years, an incredible feat. This man could throw the ball a country mile wide while his leg boomed punts for a 45-yard average. Put that in a tweet. This man, guys and gals, was absolutely incredible as he set NCAA records, including single-season records for yards of total offense, passing yards, touchdown passes, and passing efficiency, just to name a few. He took with him 70 NCAA records in total. Even as a young man, the legend grew and grew and grew. He was drafted 5th overall by the Bears in 1982 and was named the NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year. By 84, his Bears teams weren't only defeating opponents regularly, they were kicking their rears. It all came together in 85 when the closest final score any team came to the Bears was 9 points. If anyone thought they were defeating this team in 85, it might have been due to delusion, alcohol, or puffing on too many joints. He's a gridiron legend, one of the greatest of all time. When he was, guys and gals, either we were all daydreaming of winning the big game when we were young. He was doing it full time. In his prime, there is truth in this rhyme. He did things his way. Proud, honest, and quite a force. Will his experience the system in this star-studded tournament? Of course, of course, of course. He's a friend, and make no mistake, winning this entire debate tournament is his objective. Is he a favorite to win it all? It's no mystery. Don't bother hiring a detective. His passes were a thing of beauty. Sweet nectar that was enjoyed by the masses, set to the tune of bliss. Watching him play was a must. I'd be remiss if I didn't remind us all that his talent was something to behold, never to miss. He's since become a motivational speaker and has given back through great dedication to charities. Incredible indeed. Are you guys and gals ready for him to appear? No need to beg and plead. He's one of the greatest of all time and has a wonderful personality to ensure that your day never goes grim. So welcome a legendary, talented, down-to-earth human being. Last name McMahon, first name Jim. Welcome to round 2, my friend.
How you doing, partner? Always fun to hear that intro.
Well, you deserve it, my friend. You do a lot. You give back. Again, not to sound like a broken record. You know, Jim, I don't like people that say I don't want to sound like something and then you proceed to sound like that. So I'm not going to do that. But I do want to say this without being long-winded. You are part of a nucleus here in this tournament of people that give back, that use their experience and knowledge to give back. So I'll ask you the same question. Is that more rewarding than any personal accolade, giving back?
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, it's awesome to just meet new people everywhere we go and the different charities that we all, try to get to and support our different friends and just to see the faces of these kids and the people that we touch. It's always a great feeling, and I look forward to it. There's no doubt about it. You're always extremely busy. You're always on the go. You do embrace life. I think that's something that I brought up in the intro and the pre-intro. You know, Jim, there's a lot, again, going on here. We're going to talk about some things that you're doing now actively that we want to put out there. But again, when it comes to a trip to Greece, when it comes to 15,000, but also when it comes to winning something like this, you know, where strangers do leave as friends, where there's no one's actually becoming bitter if they end up losing something like this. But it'd be pretty cool to know that you're part of a field of 144 luminaries from all walks of life, to be the one standing there at the top, 144, 15 grand, 5-day trip to Greece. Are you here to win it all, my friend? Well, I wouldn't be sitting here listening to all this if I wasn't, brother. I really, I'm excited. It's great to meet the people that I've met on the show so far, and guys that I've watched on television myself, and going back to Greece, I'm really looking forward to that. I'm actually going to go this summer as well. Oh wow! And, but I'm looking forward to winning it all and going back on you guys this time.
I like that. So you're going to go there this summer just to remind the masses that you're going to come back after you win this.
No doubt about it. I get over there as often as I can. It's a beautiful place.
I love it. I love it. Guys, Jim McMahon, our show Gym Time will return. Round 2, of course, has been a doozy. A lot going on in a good way. Jim, I'll put you backstage and bring you right back, my friend.
Sounds good.
Guys and gals and pals, the great Jim McMahon. We appreciate him. We appreciate Amanda. And we appreciate our next participant, guys and gals and pals. If you're not envisioning success and all that comes with it, it could find you if you do what you love and you love doing it consistently. Again, that epitomizes our third participant, who not only did what she loved consistently, but did it with such gusto and gave it back in such a way that inspires us to remind ourselves that tomorrow's yesterday can begin right about now.
remember, champions adjust, they adapt, and we are here together. We are a team.
I have fun, I feel alive, I feel integrated, I feel one with the universe, I feel exhilarated, I feel I can do anything. I believe in myself, I feel liberated, I feel freedom, and when I say integrated, I mean I'm integrated my mind, body, and soul as one, because I have to use my mind, I have to use my heart, I have to use my guts.
Every generation passes the baton to the next generation. We have an opportunity to make this world a better place. And I want the players today to lead just like we led. I want them to do the same and pass the torch each generation.
Walking through the way he gets to New York City, the whole thing, there's like moment after moment throughout that film that I think makes me laugh, and just having worked with Will, I was like so blessed to lucky to work with him. I was brought up like, oh, that's pretty good. My coach later on was, that's pretty good for a girl. I'm like, what do you mean? This is pretty good for anybody. Like,
right.
What are you talking about? This is, and something is good, but it should be bigger and better, and so the generation I went along with, we all of a sudden sort of burst through and did all the triples. And so it was a little bit more exciting for me to watch the guys because they went faster and they pushed themselves. And
Damn right, Coach. Greatness transcends any era, regardless of gender or age. Guys and gals and pals, our third and final participant tonight is not only a legendary talent, but also a good human being who has her priorities straight. As the grinding click of her skates impinged upon the surface, it was like the brushing together of thin wing tips of silver. She was bound to ground and enjoy the flight of not many other dreamers found. To inhale wonder, then exhale the dance flight is to glide and to sail tight with air's might. And no one did it better. She was born in Stoneham, Massachusetts to Brenda, a stay-at-home mom, and Dan, a welder. She had two other siblings and was the only girl. She was also the youngest and not the elder. She often tagged along with her brothers to the neighborhood ice rink while they played hockey, becoming a self-described tomboy who, despite her limitless talents, embraced the grind. When she was only one, guys and gals and pals, her mother was struck by a rare illness that left her almost completely blind. Still, when her day began at 4 a.m., there was her mom having breakfast with her every day. At age 6, an instructor commented on her skating talent that she was well on her way. Her family began investing in her Olympic career as her father worked multiple jobs, including driving the Zamboni. It wasn't about the name on the marquee, but rather her passion, as she was very low-key. Her father took out loans to support her aspirations, and she, in turn, was motivated by her family's sacrifices, not to mention her very own dream. She won the Boston Open, her first competition at age 9, which would become a reoccurring theme. She quickly went on to win both local and regional competitions, and while practicing very early before her classes at Stoneham High, consistency, repetition, and innovation are just some words she would abide by. She trained under Teresa Martin until she was 16, then Denise Morrissey for a brief while, and then afterwards would be coached by the Scottvolds for the rest of her career. In 1988, she won the National Collegiate Championships as well as 3 other competitions, as we would all cheer when she'd appear and wow us with her talent year after year. In 89, she took first place in the New England and the Eastern Regionals and won a bronze medal at the 89 U.S. Olympic Festival, which was rather mighty. Do you know what else was? When she returned to take the gold in 1990, she landed her first triple in practice when she was 14 years old. She set the standard and between 88 to 90 would win some gold. She earned her right to represent the United States at the 92 and 94 Olympic Games. In 93 U.S. Championships, it was gold, and her resume featured a bevy of acclaims. But despite her incredible stories on ice and the fact that she's an absolute sensation, she also has a heart of gold, as I will now bring up her incredible foundation. It was created to raise awareness about blindness and to support those that are visually impaired. On the ice, she was always prepared, and outside of it, her heart always cared. So put your hands together for one of the greats and a humble human being who's down to earth, real, and doesn't care about the fancy. Let's welcome the one and only last name Kerrigan, first name Nancy. Welcome to round 2, my friend.
Hello. It's so good to be back on the show. I had so much fun last time, and so glad to do it again. Thank you.
100%. Yeah, we loved having you on round number 1. It was a blast. And again, I same question. I love to ask this question because getting people's perspectives and what it's like to be able to now look back at your career as others are looking forward, and you being right there in the middle, helping pay it forward. Is that more rewarding, paying it forward for the next generation that is receiving a personal accolade?
Well, it's definitely more fun. Like the day-to-day grind of training is its own kind of fun, but now to be able to like give advice, help someone else do something, to help someone move along in what they're doing. I just was at the World Championships and asking young kids, asking me for autographs. I'm like, oh, what are you working on? You're a skater. Oh, don't forget to breathe in on your way up or do this. And it's so much fun. They're like, okay, hanging on every word. It's so cute. And it's really nice to be able to like try and just shoot them almost like little lessons here and there. And yeah, it's definitely rewarding.
It's like looking into a mirror of success because it takes you back to a time in a bygone era when you were kind of like that kid who would soak in all that information from those elders that were passing on advice.
Absolutely. I mean, to be able to have that chance, I didn't have that very often. And so it's really, I think it's so fun. I love teaching the young kids, but I teach adult skating camps, and I have to say that is a blast. They work so hard. They're paying their own hard work, earn money for it. They try so hard. Wow. It's just really hard.
People don't know.
But it is fun because, there's like this passion to do something that you've dreamed of since you're a little kid. And you're like, all right, let's see how far we can take it. And it is fun to get out there and help people like live that dream.
You do that a lot, and people don't know that, in this particular sport, it's not exactly cost efficient sometimes to be able to invest in a sport like this when you're younger. The parents have to be a part of this, as yours were. Everyone makes sacrifices. It's so great to see you, again, doing the same thing now to a future generation. And speaking of a future generation might rewind this, might want to find out, get a sneak peek on who won this whole tournament, who won the 15 grand, who won the 5-day trip to Greece. Nancy, would you like to win it all, my friend?
Of course. Who wouldn't want to win this? I mean, it's amazing. What an opportunity to be able to go to Greece. That is like the top part. I would love to. It just looks magical. The pictures are gorgeous. Anyone I know who goes, I have friends that go like every year for like 5 or 6 weeks because dad's from there and they have to go home and visit family. Oh, it's awesome. Everything I hear about is amazing. So I would love that opportunity.
Yeah, no, it's going to be cool. And I like I said, I had one of the participants asked me, when I asked him that question, his response was, what season? And then he stopped. He goes, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what season. So guys and gals, yes, to make it official, it's whatever season the winner wants. But there we go. Nancy Kerrigan is here. Amanda Saccomanno is here. Mr. Jim McMahon is here. Guys and gals and pals, let me bring in Jim right now. We're all here. We'll start off with topic number 1. The way this will work, essentially, for topic number 1 and topic number 2. It is optional to rebut. Nobody has to. But if somebody wants to rebut the other person, all they got to do is lift the index finger up. This old geeky history teacher will come in, make it official, and say, yes, you can rebut them. But that's optional. That's optional. It doesn't have to happen. Also, rebuttal could just simply be a question. You don't have to challenge anyone. It could simply be a question while they're speaking or when they're done. So I will set up topic number 1. It's a long one. And we're going to kick it off to Nancy Kerrigan first. She'll tackle topic number 1 first. And, of course, Jim and Amanda have the same exact topic, the same one. So I'm going to read it to all of you guys and gals and pals right about now. I call this History's Inquiries. And in this particular scenario, there's several deceased historical figures from the 19th century. And they were visited by an unknown figure from the present. The time traveler has gifted the historical figures with 1 month's worth of high-speed internet. The historical figures surfed the net, and thus they became a fan of yours, Nancy, and a fan of Jim's, and a fan of Amanda's. They asked the time traveler to bring you back so that they can meet you and ask you which professional moment in your career you're more fond of and why. Their second and final question is whether or not they had an impact on you in any way, shape, or form, and if so, how. So A, which historical figure from the 19th century do you choose to visit? Which career moment of yours do you wish to share with this particular figure and why? And did the historical figure that you've chosen to visit have an impact on you as well? And if so, how? My friend, the floor is yours whenever you're ready to go.
Oh boy. Okay. So the person I would love to be able to meet and talk to and would be Harriet Tubman. because of her amazing resilience and strength and character. And I guess, what would I say? If I had to talk to her about what I did, a moment in my career would been after being attacked. I had to pick myself up and keep on moving. I mean, as skaters, we fall down all the time, daily, and that's something you learn right away, is pick yourself up, keep on trying, don't give up. And even though it hurts, but to be able to do that over and over is really challenging and hard. And I think hearing her story and seeing about her, like, it just is something that I was just skating. So like, I think it was for me to pick myself up. Like a quote she said, always remember you have it within you to have that strength, that patience, and that passion to reach for the stars and change the world. But I was doing that as a sport, not like for life and death and changing other people's lives. And I just would love to be able to ask her, actually, like, where did you find that strength? That's different. That's a different strength. But it's a motto I've always lived by, like, stronger than she thinks, is a book I wrote. Like, it's just, we all have that reservoir within us. So what was the third question? Let's see. So did she have an impact? I would say for sure. Strong women in our past have impacted and helped shape the way for others to show us how to be strong, how to live in a way to try and push forward and be strong. And so definitely, I think, even though, different times, different backgrounds, but I think having that Harriet Tubman be a kind of person that I would always have looked up to because of just her amazing strength to be able to keep traveling back in time, and go on the Underground Railroad and help save at least 70 enslaved people. Like, that's beyond what I did in a sport, but it's that strength and that resilience and that I just admire so much. And so I would love to be able to, like, capture some of that and I guess learn from her.
That's awesome. That really is cool. You picked Harriet Tubman, and there's a lot in common there because she's a child. I don't know what age. I remember this story years ago, but she was doing errands, and there was an overseer that tried to stop a runaway slave by throwing a 2-pound weight at him. He hit Tubman instead, and she was standing near the runaway, and it caused her skull to crack, and that affected her health for the rest of her life. She had seizures her entire life, and she wouldn't tell anybody. She kept that to herself. She kept going. And I keep thinking to myself, and I have to ask this to Amanda and to Jim and to Nancy, concussions are a part of sports. They're a part of everything you guys have been a part of. The wrestling ring, the football field, the ice skating rink. I mean, you guys have been able to experience this and go through and persevere all the time. Is it something, or at least in your era, do you feel like that's something that can cost you when you speak up? Should an athlete have to worry about that in 2025? I'm going to lose my spot, my position, perhaps my place on the team. Do you still think there's a bit of that based on what you've witnessed and what you're seeing in sports today?
Go ahead.
No, I just think depends on where you are and who your coach is. And certainly there is that aspect, depends on who's leading you and how open you feel, but there shouldn't be. Right. We have to take care of our health. And as we watch many athletes go through difficult times, they have to take time off. They have to recover. They have to have surgery, and they can still come back and still be strong. So we do need to be able to learn to speak up for ourselves. And if you see someone not speaking up, maybe help them speak up for themselves and have that strength to do it, because it's really important to take care of our health, because you know what, you come back stronger somehow getting through something difficult teaches us these other lessons that we have that strength within us.
There's no doubt. Yeah, absolutely. And Jim, your thoughts, my friend?
I kind of lost my train of thought there. I was thinking something. What was the topic?
Well,
again?
Let me ask you this, Jim. I'm going to frame it. I'm going to frame it a little differently. When you were, of course, excelling as one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in the NFL, do you think that there was a particular bias towards players that would come out that were injury prone, do you think they'd be held back by management or the like if they spoke up about what they were going through health-wise?
Oh, there's no doubt about it. I mean, there's a lot of guys, myself included, we never wanted to let them know how bad it really was. I mean,
right.
That was just our competitive nature. We wanted to be on the field at any cost. And unfortunately, we never thought about the brain and the head. Everybody knew we're going to have bad knees and bad shoulders and elbows, but nobody talked about the brain. And, when your brain's not functioning properly, the rest of you can't function either. And so, yeah, I know a lot of guys that wouldn't say anything, myself included. And sometimes coaches do kind of take that in the back of their minds. Oh, this guy doesn't want to play. He's a little bit hurt. And that it could cost you. But down the road is where it's going to really affect you. Like, I'm in my 60s now, and I've got to deal with this problem I've had for the last 15 years. I go back to New York, as you know, Abby, every 5 to 6 months to get an adjustment, and just so I can function normally. So, yeah, it will take its toll. So, guys, if you are having problems, don't be afraid to speak up, and let your body and your health be more important than a win.
You're listening, guys and gals and pals, to three individuals who, of course, have experienced this firsthand. Amanda, there are no off seasons in pro wrestling. You've experienced it at the highest level possible. No breaks. There are a bevy of concussions that take place all the time. Without, of course, we don't have to get into detail, but do you think that some of the pressures, at least maybe that you witnessed in pro wrestling, were prevalent when it comes to pro wrestlers not wanting to talk up or speak up about the injuries that they have because of fear of losing a spot?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have. I saw it a lot. The only thing I could say relating to wrestling is, it's sports entertainment, right? So we can change anything we want to. It's storytelling. So we can put someone else out there. We can, just like you guys were saying, your health is number one. And to be honest, you have to speak up and you have to look out for yourself at the end of the day, because unfortunately, coaches and producers and some of sometimes people behind the scenes, they may not be out for your best interest. They may just be, that's their job is to put on a good show or whatever it may be. And you may be the star. And if you don't speak up for yourself, that's when I think it becomes an issue, because then, nobody knows what you're going through. And like Jim even mentioned, like down the road, like that ain't worth it to me. I mean, I usually, when I wrestled, I didn't like to do a lot of high flying moves.
Right.
I was more of like, stay in the ring, and I was my strong suit was my fitness background, but I just didn't think it was worth the risk of getting hurt. I wanted the longevity of my career. But people don't look at it like that when you're young, even, and when you're just excited and you think like you're gonna, if you do this move, you're gonna get that push, or you're gonna get that title and all these things. But as you get older, you kind of realize that's not really worth it at the end of the day.
Sure.
So yeah, I definitely saw a lot of that.
It's kind of no different than how we prioritize everything and put it on a pedestal when we're young. That first breakup. Oh, how am I going to go on? Or that first whatever. How am I going to go on? And then that first injury as an athlete on a level of a Jim McMahon, Nancy Kerrigan, or Amanda Saccomanno. How are we going to go on? But, you will. And you're hearing it from three individuals who have gone through it at the highest level. And they're telling you, speak up. Listen to your body and do something about it. There's no doubt about that. Guys and gals and pals listening as well, thank you again for believing in us and to our sponsor, Progresso Soup. We appreciate you guys being able to, I haven't eaten that Progresso Soup yet. I'll tell you guys why. They sent me some product, but I'm not exactly happy about that. I told them I don't do beef stew. I don't do beef stew. I'll do anything else they send me, but not any beef stew. But guys and gals and pals, we got some new product next week, and I guarantee you it's going to be a delight. I will taste it. I will try to rhyme while I devour it simultaneously, and I will make sure, guys and gals and pals, that we will ship some to you as well. And to our luminaries, if they want any from Progresso Soup, we are happy to abide by any of their conditions. Jim McMahon, my friend, I will toss the same question over to you. I will not read the whole thing, because if I do, I might give a viewer a concussion, because that's a long paragraph. And
just kind of give me the highlights of what I was supposed to remember.
To give you those highlights, my friend, absolutely. Guys, Jim McMahon, let us know, my friend, which historical figure from the 19th century would you choose to visit? Which career moment of yours would you like to share with this particular historical figure, and why? Did the historical figure that you've chosen to visit have an impact on you? And if so, why? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours. Good, sir.
Okay, well, the guy I decided to talk about, most of his accolades were in the 20th century, but he was born in the 19th century in 1885. General George Patton is my guy. And the reason I picked him is he was a leader of men. And as you know, Avi, I'm a big military guy. And but he was a very unconventional leader. He got in trouble quite a bit, like myself. He was a bit of a rebel. He disobeyed orders. I can relate to that. I've disobeyed a few times on the field myself. But he led by example. You know, he walked the walk. He wasn't just a guy that did the talk. He led his men in battle. He was the first guy there all the time. I just saw a story today about they were clogged up on the Rhine, I guess, as they were moving into Germany, and they were backed up, and it was cold out, and I guess he just took his shoes off and walked across the river, and got on the other side and started yelling at all his men about, you know, why are you lazy sons of bitches not over here now? You know, I mean, that's the kind of leader he was. And the film that I would have liked him to see was our 1980 Holiday Bowl against SMU. You know, we had really no chance of winning that game. As a quarterback, I was a leader of men as well. You know, I had to have get my guys in the right position, do the right things, and try to pull out a victory. We were down 20 points with 4 minutes to go against an SMU team. It was probably the best team money could buy back then in college. Eric Dickerson, Craig James. I think they had 8 first-rounders on that team, and they were having a good night. They were beating the crap out of us most of the night. I had a really bad first half, and that's the reason we got so far behind. And there was a moment in the game. It was a 4th down. We're down, like I said, we're down 20, and 4th down, and our coach sends in the punting team. And I told all my guys, get in the huddle, and they said, "Oh, the punting team's coming out here." I said, "Well, we're not kicking the ball." I said, "We kicked the ball, we got no shot." And we had one timeout left, which I didn't realize. We probably could have used it later in the game, but they had to burn the timeout because I wouldn't come off the field. And so I walked over, talked to the head coach, and he says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Look, you know, we kick now, we've got no chance." I said, I'm not giving up, you know, punting the ball. We had no chance if we kicked the ball. And so he let me go back in. We got the first down, went down and scored. We were able to get the onside kick, scored again. We finally stopped them defensively. With about 18 seconds left, we get the ball back on a block punt. And the last play of the game was 3 seconds left. And I got the guys in the huddle. I said, "Look, we've come this far. Let's, you know, somebody get in the end zone and catch this ball." And that's what happened. 3 seconds, I dropped back, threw it up, and somehow my tight end came down with the ball around 4 or 5 of the SMU guys, and we ended up winning. And those are the kind of things that, you know, my guys, they always look to me to do something to make a play. And I said, well, the only chance we have is we don't punt right here. And I think that was a big lesson for our guys and for me. And that's what I kind of took away from Patton was he would do whatever he had to do to win a battle. And that was my philosophy my whole career. Whether I was hurt or not, I was going to play and do whatever I could to help our team win. And that's the kind of leader I wanted to be, lead by example and not by, you know, just talking about it, getting out there and doing your job. And sometimes you got to go against authority. I mean, they're not always right just because they're the coach or the whatever. They're not always right. So you got to question authority sometimes. I didn't really buck. Oh, I probably did bucket it, but I'm more of a questioned authority than I tried to rebel against it. I just wanted to know what their reasonings were for certain things, and sometimes mine didn't align with that. But my only focus all the time was winning, and that's, I think, what General Patton was about too.
There's no doubt about that. You know, and you did that. There's that famous game that you just mentioned. We've got Eric Dickerson in this thing. He definitely wants to talk to Jim down the road as well in this tournament. Hasn't forgotten that game at all.
Oh, he brings that up all the time.
He does. Within about 90 seconds on the phone, he'll bring that up. But guys and gals and pals, Jim, you're onto something really important here, because whether or not you agree with someone's ideologies politically or not, we don't go there. But one thing I will state is this. The fact that his no-nonsense approach not only inspired those in the U.S., I directed, produced, and wrote a documentary about the Battle of Stalingrad years ago, which was the biggest battle of World War II. And during the Battle of Stalingrad, when the Germans were, of course, in in the enemy domain and were dealing with weather conditions that they weren't used to or accustomed to, the Russians were listening. The Soviets were listening to Patton. They were listening to his speeches to motivate themselves. Now, you got to remember, again, the dynamics of this thing. We're talking about Soviet soldiers listening to Patton during the biggest war of World War II. That's unheard of. He also inspired Eisenhower. Eisenhower, who, of course, warned Kennedy about the military-industrial complex. He also warned Eisenhower about Korea. People don't know that. Patton was the first one to tell him, hey, if you proceed forward, it's not going to look good. He pulled out. So he had such a very interesting way of leading men and women, regardless of their affiliation politically, in ways that went beyond their current plight. Years later, Richard Nixon watched George C. Scott, the actor, portray Patton. He watched that movie 3 times a day. Now, that didn't really serve him well. I mean, Nixon was pushing reporters at that time and taking his own cabinet members and throwing them out the window, hypothetically. But the point is that whether you like Patton or not, people still listen to him for motivation. Politicians, athletes. That's why I kind of wanted to interweave all of that together. You brought him up, and how about this? People don't even know this. He was in the 1912 Olympics.
Yeah.
The guy competed in the modern Olympics.
Was it the pentathlon or
the pentathlon? Yeah. So there you go with Patton there. Guys and gals and pals, again, let us know who you're choosing and why. Who you would like to visit in the 19th century, let us know. And of course, you do that as well in the comment section, and we appreciate that. I'm going to ask Mandy the same question, the abbreviated version, of course. So no worries there. Amanda, which historical figure from the 19th century do you choose to visit? Which career moment of yours do you wish to share with this particular historical figure and why? And did the historical figure that you've chosen to visit have an impact on you? And if so, why? The floor is yours whenever you're ready to go, my friend.
Okay, so I would choose Frederick Douglass from the 19th century because he was not only such a key figure in the movement of, ending slavery, but also such an intellectual force in like supporting justice and equality through education. But he also just like understood the power of communication and storytelling, which is the biggest take home from this, I think, when it relates to my career. So I feel like I would share my career with him when it comes to storytelling, because WWE is all about storytelling. And, the last, I was in WWE for about 8-9 years, and I learned so much, and I'm so grateful for the platform and everything it presented itself with. But, people that kind of just watch and they might not understand what goes into play or what, how much, training goes into it and all that. But, it's about telling a story, and it's about whether it's a short-term story or a long-term story. The reason why the fans get so invested in these storylines is because, the psychology behind it, and not only, the physicality, but also the moves, the pacing of it, the behind the scenes of cheering for the good guy and obviously booing the bad guy. And, it's sports entertainment. So as much as, people want to say it, it's fake, it's not fake. We use the term, predetermined in a sense, how the finish is, but it's very interesting because I think the biggest take home, and I kind of didn't know this when I first got involved, was that the amount of, storytelling that's involved and how much the fans feel something when they're there. So, you can watch a TV show, you watch a movie, and you can't wait to see, the bad guy, get taken and the good guy persevere and all these things. But WWE is like that in a way. And there's so many different, match stipulations. There's so much creativity that goes involved. So I feel like that would be the biggest thing that I would love to share with Frederick Douglass, because I feel like he could totally appreciate that in modern day society or modern day world. And I'd also share with him my podcast that I have, because I think it would be really interesting to explain to him the social media side of things nowadays and how much I've persevered from WWE and the transition that I made out of WWE and was able to kind of succeed and not just be like pigeonholed in one place. And, my story is kind of crazy, but I kind of took my social media platform and was able to, go into a subscription-based platform and have a direct relationship with my fans and be able to monetize off my name, image, and likeness without someone kind of, without a big conglomerate taking the majority piece of it and kind of owning the athlete or whoever it is really. And this relates to everyone, across the board, entertainment, athletes, and in my case, it was with WWE. So I feel like this could be something cool to explain to him. And I think he would really appreciate that because he was such a firm believer in, self-improvement and freedom. So I feel like obviously now my biggest thing and what I preach on, even on our Power Alphas podcast, is, the financial freedom that I do have today and that I'm able to set myself up for the future, because I do see a lot of people that maybe, were in WWE or any kind of big business like that for a long time and, maybe didn't save enough money or maybe didn't know what the future was going to bring, because, that faucet shuts off pretty quick. And then what do? I just spent my whole 10, 15 years, even longer doing this, and I don't have anything else to fall back on. So that was kind of like what I did when I went back to NXT, and I kind of helped all the young girls in a way of build your brand, have a niche, whether it may be fitness, which mine was, or modeling, or, anything that you are passionate about. Make sure you use that, because, when the time comes, and it always does come, and it comes pretty unexpectedly for most of us, that you have to have something to fall back on. And I think Frederick Douglass would actually really appreciate that. And I think it would be really cool to see, the modern day way of how he thought and how creative his mind was. And I think what was the last one I have to get to? It was Impact, and then what career moment? Which one did I? And then, sorry, I'm just looking at.
I would say, did he have an impact on you, on your life? Would you say?
Yes, that's what yeah. So, yeah, he definitely had an impact on my life, because I think, his mastery, his mind, and the way he thought things through, our business is all through creativity, right? So you can change anything, whatever, kind of storyline you want to go, and now what I do with my podcast and what I do on social media, it's always about creativity. It's what do my fans want to listen to, right? And what impact can I leave with them? And, not just talking about how I'm able to set myself up for my future, but also, motivate people, whether it's fitness related or just, staying healthy. And, we preach a lot about health as well, and kind of having that mindset of just owning your brand and really taking that, taking that risk, because sometimes the risk is worth the reward, and you don't really know at the end of the day, where you're going to end up. But obviously, I always say one door closes, another door opens, and you just have to have that faith. And that's kind of what I did with my story with WWE. And I kind of just took a leap, and, it was kind of a blessing in disguise. But at the time, you really don't know where it's going to go. But if you have that faith and you have that manifestation of you can be successful in anything you put your mind to, with hard work and discipline and dedication, with everything that I have done throughout my career, I think that is the biggest impact that I could relate with.
I think you would be a fan, because again, like you mentioned, and I want to bring this up to Jim and to Nancy. You were always the underdog. You're always someone that people would count out until very quickly and very efficiently they realized that they shouldn't, because you had this way about you, I think, where there was an inner confidence there, but also a discipline to be able to listen to people that can help you attain your goals. But you knew yourself well enough to know that you're not confined or bound by their own ideologies, that you're not bound by the image that they wanted to create of yours. Therefore, you knew yourself better, and you created a brand that speaks to others, because you are finally showcasing who you are in a world, in your world previously in pro wrestling, that could sometimes stifle the talent, that could sometimes tell the talent, you are now in this box, You're going to remain in this box creatively until we tell you not to. And that isn't very liberating. When we talked about this before we started the show. That's why a lot of the people in our same circles talk about how they do feel liberated when they're able to tap into something that they were never given a chance to when partaking in pro wrestling in the biggest stage of them all. Right, Mandy?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
It's funny that you picked Frederick Douglass because I brought him up earlier. A lot of people.
I was like, damn.
he actually married the woman who helped him escape, which is incredible.
Yeah,
that's absolutely incredible. There's so many great Frederick Douglass stories out there. He chose the last name Douglas for a poem, but I have to bring this up. When I stopped teaching U.S. history and before I started working as a professional screenwriter for the studio system, I walked in and wrote down a do now. And I wrote Frederick Douglass's name on the blackboard, the old school way. So my assistant principal walks in and says, Avi, you misspelled his last name. You wrote 2 S's. And I go, his last name has 2 S's. That's how it's spelled. And I said, I need to get the heck out of this place. So without getting on some soapbox and sounding like some old guy who's complaining about the kids of today, I'm complaining about the teachers of today in a sense where we're right now putting the lives of our kids in their hands.
Mm-hmm.
And because most people don't want to roll up their sleeves and they're distracted with so much information, isn't it also something we should think about when it comes to teachers not being able to do their due diligence? Because it's not as simple as going to the library anymore. It can be, but there are so many things that we're distracted by. Our teachers fall under that category as well. So, I mean, what do we do? And this is just spitballing here. What do we do? Do we find places on the internet if we're addicted to it? I'm addicted to good ideas. If we're addicted to the internet and we're addicted to all these destinations that spew out information, false or otherwise, do we somehow stay where we are until we find something that we think is credible enough? Or do we have to remove ourselves a bit from these devices that we've now essentially made a daily part of our lives? Of the two, which do you think is more sensible, guys?
I don't know. It's a hard one. I think, I think, being in this generation that I'm in, as well as, when I even talk to my parents about certain things and, they don't understand things because they didn't grow up in this generation. I think there's pros and cons in everything, right? I think there's a lot of pros, obviously, for everything with social media. And like you said, it's a lot of overstimulation, but I do see sometimes, the younger ones, like my nieces and nephews, like, kind of glued to the phone. And I think there needs to be balance, of course. And I think, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's kind of good. I know some other moms are like, oh, well, if you want to have a quiet dinner, and I'm like, I get that. But I think, I think we're a little too much overstimulated by the TVs, computers, phones, all that. And I'll admit, myself,
Sure.
I'll sit down and watch a movie and I'm like on my phone, but I work on my phone. So I'm like always doing things. So
of course,
my husband always jokes, he's like, you don't even pay attention. I'm like, I know it. But I think we need to prioritize that time because it's very important, or else we will get consumed by it. And I think anything too much, like, it can be bad. So I think to be a very, good balance.
Amanda made me kind of reevaluate things because we can't, on the other hand, we can't stifle our kids from potentially making a living online if there are opportunities that we didn't have when we were younger. So Nancy and Jim, is there a balance, do you think? Can we find a balance as parents?
As a mom, I think it is challenging. I think our kids may have had the devices a little young, but we also use workbooks when they were young.
Sure.
And, play with things hands-on often. I will say it's a great tool. If your kid, we're so lucky. I have 3 kids. They've found passion in something very young. And so that helped me as a parent, focus them. And you want to do this, then you need to, focus on do your homework, or you need to do this. But the devices, they didn't just do the scrolling very much. I mean, I'm sure there's times where they do. But I have one of my sons is a gymnast at the Naval Academy. And he was on it all the time, but they can study their craft. I'm like, is this the 84 Olympics again? Like, what are you doing? He's like, yeah, this guy's pommel horse is so good. I got to figure it out. And like trying to master something. And our daughter's a ballerina, and they're just like, they're able to see things and study that craft from different countries, different places. And so they really, luckily, have, from my perspective as a mom, I've been lucky that they use it as a tool to really better themselves and their knowledge. I don't know how you do it if they haven't found that love for something, because I think it is, they found it first and then they used it, so they were out doing something, finding something they were interested in before really engaging in that online, getting down the rabbit hole of watching, I don't know, nutcrackers from every company around the world, but so it can be used so well. But I do think there are times like it can just give you a headache just by being on devices all the time. And sometimes we just need to remember to look outside. I don't know. Our kids have really bad sense of direction. And I think it's because of in the car, they're never looking where they're going. And I'm like, wow, they don't ride bikes as much as we did when I was a kid. So I rode from this town to that town, all over the place. So I knew my way around. Like, they're looking down. What do you mean you don't know how to get home from here? You do this day after day. And so there definitely needs to be some cutoff so that they can be aware of their surroundings and know what's going on and be present, be mindful of being in the present, because it's so powerful to be able to do that as well.
I agree with you. Yeah. And passion does beget any sort of information. We have to be passionate about what we want to be informed about. Jim, is there a way we can meet in the middle of common sense somehow today?
Well, that's the thing we're missing today is common sense.
Can't make sense out of nonsense. You're right.
Luckily, my kids are older. They're, my oldest is in her 40s and my youngest is mid 30s. So, they grew up with a little bit of the, the tablets and the phones and the computers, but they were outside a lot. They got to move around and play a lot. And like Nancy said, find something they were passionate about. They still love their video games. Don't get me wrong. I mean, they're still playing them. And they put their headsets on, talking to people all over the country and the world and whatever game they're playing. But there's definitely got to be some time where you put those away and just, get outside, go do something.
It's
move
funny
around a little bit, get off the couch.
On that note, though, can I add,
please.
Through COVID, it was a really great benefit because our kids didn't really play a lot of video games, but they would get on the like you're saying, your kids talk to people around the world, and they could actually, I'd hear them laughing and joking and having fun with friends, but they were all in their own homes. And yet they still got to hang out. Like, they weren't together, but they were still hanging out and having those communications. So it was really lucky that during lockdown, they were still able to communicate with friends. I thought that was we're a little bit lucky. And then it was like, okay, now that it's over, can we put those down and go outside for a walk?
Like anything else, like technological advancement, keyword is advancement, is not a bad thing. It's being able to understand exactly when we can implement it, how much we can, and not losing our own individuality. Because I've known some of so a quick story before we get to topic 2. God, I want to try to, I'm playing this in my mind as I articulate this verbally. And I realize this is going to sound so Hollywood, but it's not supposed to be. I write for Willem Dafoe, and half the time of the year he lives in Italy. His wife is a director. When I go to Italy to write for Willem Dafoe, it's quite the experience. Willem is a great guy. He's in this tournament as well. And Willem likes to talk about yesteryear, which I think is great. I sit there, and as a former theater nerd myself, as a youngster, an athlete as well, I take in everything he has to say. One day he has a party, and he invites a lot of people there, and it's a very, very sophisticated affair, but also not too stuffy or pretentious. I wouldn't be able to hang. So we're all having fun, schmoozing. And then one of his nephews says, hey, we overheard you and Avi talking about something called the World Wide Web. What is that? And he went off on this kid. The World Wide Web? That's evil. It destroyed us. It's why I moved out of the U.S. It's why I'm in Italy right now. And he goes on this tangent. And then all of a sudden, to quell his fears, that same kid he was screaming at Googled his name and said, I never knew you did this independent film. And he goes, oh, wow, I haven't seen that for years. Can I download that? He goes, yeah, I have a program. I can help you then. And all of a sudden, for the next 2 hours, Willem is like on the net surfing and having a grand old time and forgot about why he was so screaming blasphemy to the internet. So, like, I think like anything else, we got to experience it before we hate it. You can't hate something unless you experience it first. So with that being said, kind of like my cooking, and I do want to say this as well. I have to bring this up. Yesterday was the 30th straight day. I've been testing myself. Our audience members know this. Yesterday was my 30th straight day where I stood in my kitchen patiently awaiting for a meal to be ready by the 2-minute mark as the instructions indicated that they should. And I've had a problem, Nancy and Amanda and Jim. The longest I've been able to wait for a meal to cook in a microwave is 1 minute and 56 seconds. I got to pull that sucker out. I can't wait the full 2 minutes. That's what I want to know from you guys. Have you been able to remain patient when you are instructed to put a meal in a microwave for 2 minutes, or do you also find yourself pulling that sucker out on the 1:55 mark?
I try to stay away from the microwave anymore.
Good answer.
That's a no.
That's a good answer.
That's a no. But psychologically, why, Nancy? Why? Why can't wait for 2 minutes?
Because you're hungry, I guess. I don't know, but you can always find something else to do. If it's 2 minutes, you have 2 minutes to like stretch, do something. It's like, you know, it's my moments of like when you're waiting for something to do a little fitness because I put it off through the day.
That's
and
a
I'm
good
like,
idea.
I should have done this today. So you get like, okay, 2 minutes better than none. I did none. Otherwise you got.
But I have a Jim McMahon approach to microwaves. I'm a rebel. I don't want it to tell me how long I have to wait. If I feel like it's ready, I'm going to pull that thing out and eat. But I'm trying to convince myself to wait the full 2 minutes. And by the way, it doesn't taste that different. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 57 seconds. I've never tasted the difference. Can't they just say about or around 2 minutes? We've got a lot of stuff to do. We're all very busy right now. They could approximate the time instead of being so ironclad about it and saying it's got to be 2 minutes. I don't know. It's something.
The last 4 seconds, you could be killing all those preservatives.
Yes, absolutely. Or blocking people. A lot of trolls out there, as they call them. Guys and gals and pals, I do want to say this again as well. We appreciate you guys enjoying this positive conversation. We told the studio last year we can do well, and now thankfully they're interested in picking this thing up after a long time, and that's because of people like Nancy and Jim and Amanda. And I want to meet your dog, Amanda.
I know, sorry, or else you're going to hear her bark, so I got to put her here.
No, don't be sorry. What's her name?
This is Penny.
Penny.
So cute.
And Penny as well.
Hi,
Absolutely.
Pen. She's a little golden doodle.
Oh, that's great. I'm a dog lover as well. I do want to give some love to some of those who have been a part of this tournament who are no longer here. So I'm going to play a quick 60-second tribute video and then jump into topic number 2 right away. That's our last topic, and then we'll get out of here. This is a video dedicated to those that we've lost along the way. Trio of options for Gallagher, more underrated than why? Sauerkraut, Henry Kissinger's deep soothing voice, or dogs wearing sweaters?
I like dogs wearing sweaters.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I haven't done an interview in 20 years.
Mr. Sizemore, first name Tom. How are you, my friend? I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time. If you'd like me to do that, Tom, I could do that.
Wow, that was something else. I don't know what I can do now.
Oh, please.
That was terrific, man.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. And what, as charming as a guy that you are, man, and as honest as a guy as you are, and as down to earth as a guy as you are, you played a character that isn't so down to earth named Scrooge in college. You played Scrooge, and of course, I feel like a thespian should rely on their instinct. Do you feel like you rely on your instinct a lot as a storyteller as well?
I mean, playing Scrooge at that young an age was, when I think about it now, I only way I could have done it is I was relying on my instincts. You know, I could have done it any other way. Okay.
More underrated and why? Unicycles, Italian men named Skippy, or sophisticated dinosaurs?
What? More sophisticated dinosaurs?
Yeah,
I want to say the sentence, Italian men named Skippy. I just want to say.
Yes. Yeah. Italian man named Skippy.
I just want to say the sentence. Italian man named Skippy.
Yeah, something you'll never hear. Yeah. Did you have fun? Did you have a nice time?
I had a great time. It was ball.
Yeah, man.
I want to do it again. This is great. I just think it's going to be, a lot of fun for people. I don't think people like this on the air. I don't think really. No, there isn't. I just think it's going to be I'm very interested in how people respond to it. Because I know it's going to be interesting and see if people tune in and stay tuned in, and I really hope they do. And I'm all yours, bro. Let's go out and make this work. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.
I teach a workshop, and one of my students finally said about my class about iambic pentameter. He finally said, I got it. And he was excited. And it was both his elation and those 3 words that make it worthwhile, right?
Amen. You got it. But I think I've got to have equally passionate people involved in the production of it. That passion will override any reservations anybody has as to the show's potential for entertainment or education.
Did you feel as if transitioning to the stage and performing live theater was a natural fit for you?
Yes, I did. I always felt very comfortable on stage, more so on stage than I did in film or television. So I'm looking forward to you, Avi, giving me your thoughts and your input, because as I told you, that piece that you sent me is, I love good writing, and I think
Thank
that's
you,
been
sir.
my career. And this is a beautiful piece of writing, as I said. I'm referring to the piece that you wrote me. You're onto something because you're a writer. You're a creative force, and I want to hook up.
Thank you so much for those kind words, guys. Thank you for being you, my friend. I appreciate you and respect you wholeheartedly.
And that goes double for me to you, Avi.
Good guy, my pop. You guys would have really liked him. Very humble, my dad. Very sweet man. Very, very kind man. Didn't really waste words. Although every time my brother and I reminded him and said, Dad, when you were younger, you had model good looks. You were better looking than me and my brother. He would go, yeah, I know. He'd love to be able to meet you guys. Funny quick story about him, because I always want to make sure that, as sappy as this sounds, I'd rather be sappy than cynical in life. But as sappy as it sounds, he's here with us now. I know that you guys have your loved ones with you as well, and hopefully he's hanging out with them. My pop found out on a Friday a few months ago that he was going to pass. They gave him 2 days in the hospital because they replaced his pacemaker, and they said it was kind of a last resort. And if that didn't work, total heart failure and shutdown, which means the liver goes, everything goes just after that point. So they gave him 48 hours, and I showed up, of course, every day. That's why I'm still on the East Coast to be close to him. I'm there on a Saturday, and we've never missed a show. We've had, close to 250 consecutive shows. And I said to my dad, look, I want you to know something. Needless to say, I'm right here every step of the way. He says, you got to go do the show. And that was the one where David Justice was on. And I go, no, I'm not going to do it. He goes, I've never seen your show, because my dad is very old school. We just talked about the internet. My dad didn't want to have a computer, didn't want to know what anything regarding the internet was. He just wanted to be left alone. But he says, if you go and do the show now, I'll grab your mom's phone and watch it for the first time. I'll watch your show, and I'll be there with you in spirit. I'll be there. So I'm like, after, deciding and debating, I said, sure, Dad, I'm going to go. And then right as I'm about to exit the door, this is the kind of guy he was. He always wanted to make people laugh, even when he was suffering. Big old fingers, big guy. He summons me over, and I'm thinking, yes, I'm about to get some pearls of wisdom from my pop. I kneel over. He says, do something else for me. And I go, anything you want, Dad. He goes, get me some water. So that's his sense of humor. Even as he was departing, I had to put a smile on people's faces. So I wanted to ask you guys a question. We're going to get into topic number 2. So if you don't want to include this now when I ask you this question and save it for topic 2, it's cool. But do you sometimes have those moments where you feel like no matter how good a son or daughter you were, you could have still done more? Does that ever still, whether your parents are with us or not, is there still that feeling of like, I can do more, I should do more, but then again, am I just being too hard on myself? Is that constant struggle? Do you guys ever go through that?
All the time, really. Yeah, my folks are both 89, or they'll be 89 in April.
Wow.
They're both still hanging in there, and I'd love to get to see them more, but I've probably seen them more in the last couple of years than I did in the previous 20, which is good. I get to talk to them and, see how life is going. And, I'm amazed that, they're still hanging in there. My dad's still trying to golf at 89. He gets it. He's got this oxygen thing he's got to bring with him. And he goes, yeah, I only played 9 holes today, but I'm like, Pops, you're 89 years old. I hope I'm just breathing at 89. Right. So, but yeah, there's always something more that you think you can do for them. And I hope to get back there soon and see him again.
I mean this in the best possible way. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree because you're ambitious and you grab every moment out of life. I've gotten to know Jim, and man, you appreciate everything and everyone and life itself. Nancy and Amanda, do you kind of feel that way sometimes? Do you wrestle with that sometimes? Regarding your parents, that feeling of wanting to do more?
I'll go. I do, definitely, especially the older my mom gets, even more. There's like always something. And without my dad around, it's really hard because he was a guy who did everything. He was
right.
Like simply and just he made it hard for people to live up to in helping her. She's blind, so she has It's really challenging, like the day-to-day everyday things, like getting things done, errands, whatever, really hard. And so yeah, there's always more to be done and more help to give, and it's not easy because you're always splitting your time with my own family and friends and life and work, and it's hard to do all that needs to.
Your dad did so much, Dan. He worked extra jobs just to take out loans, and he refinanced a home to keep like your Olympics hope alive. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, but he did more. Like he was the driver. He cooked the food. He cleaned up after. He did all the errands. Like he did it all.
Yeah.
She did cook, but he'd have to get the food. And eventually she taught him how. So she's like, it's just easier and faster if I do it. So stay out of the way, which didn't help her in the long run. I think she needed to maintain some independence. It made it hard for her with everyone doing for her. But then she becomes almost more dependent instead. And so it's made it a little bit tricky. But yeah,
because she was conditioned to, of course, having your father, Dan, there every step of the way.
He did everything.
Yeah. Amanda, would you kind of concur? What is that about us that we have to feel like we're not doing enough? And we might be, but we just always wrestle with that.
Yeah. So I feel like for me, I do a lot for my parents now. And especially my mom. My parents have been divorced for like over 10 years now. So I help her out a lot, financially, but also we have a really good relationship. My mom and I were super close. She's like a super young, 67-year-old. And like, I was just with her in New York, and she just has such a good sense of humor. Like she's hilarious. Really kind of, as she's gotten older though, I've noticed like, because she lived with me for 3 years, I felt like she was a little dependent on me. Like there were certain things where she'd be like, oh, how do you turn this on? And I'm like,
sure.
You raised 4 kids. Like, what do you mean? How do you turn this on? But I think she was just so used to me doing things, and with technology nowadays, like it gets tricky. So, and then my dad, I feel like I could relate a little bit more with that in the aspect of my dad, very old school, kind of, Italian, conservative way about him, in a sense of like, he is a little stubborn. And I think my brothers and I always had to kind of like, we love making my dad like laugh. And we felt like we always need to like, not prove to him, but like, just kind of, he's a man of few words. So like when he gives you a compliment, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, wow, like just a little more validation, because he's just very different. And he's changed as he's gotten older, of course. But like, I think we are always just trying to like please him, but also like get that validation of like, we're doing good, right? Like, cause with the business that, he has an Italian deli up north that my brothers used to work for and stuff. So
absolutely.
I feel like that part with my dad more, but my mom, I feel like I do a lot for her that I'm like, I don't know if I feel like I don't do enough in a sense.
Yeah. And your dad was rich, right? Your father?
Yes.
Yeah. He was like a sports fanatic. and partly because he participated in sports throughout college, of course, and then he wanted you to become involved in sports really from like a young age. So
yeah, he always wanted us to do like I did sports at a young age. He was actually like an amateur wrestler. I didn't do any wrestling.
Sure.
I got into WWE, but yeah, he was a pretty big athlete. All my brothers were athletes. But yeah, he just,
including the one that punched out your middle school boyfriend.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they were all football and baseball, but
right.
Yeah, they were very protective of me. It was
Sure.
It was rough growing up with 3 older brothers, like no boyfriends, and I was really good growing up. My dad always says I'm like the son he never had because my brothers kind of put him through a lot. So
right.
But my dad's they're very grateful that they had a girl after 3 boys.
That's an incredible story about how close and tightly knit you guys are. You tell me that often. And hey, it's all about family. And guys and gals and pals, we're going to move on to topic number 2. But there's always going to be a but. This is the entertainment part of the edutainment part of this show, the entertainment part. We kind of combine education and entertainment. I'm going to give Nancy, Amanda, and Jim McMahon 3 wacky options. It's great being a writer. They pay us to do this. I'm going to give them a trio of options, and they will let me know what they would pay to see and why of these options. Of course, they're zany. Of course, they're wacky. Of course, Willem Dafoe would probably like them because they're out of this world. But guys and gals and pals, you can play along as well. I'm going to start off with Jim McMahon. My friend, I'm going to give you, again, 3 wacky options. Let me know which ones that you would pay for and why of the following. Jim, which would you pay for to see and why of the following? Rocky Balboa as a neurosurgeon, Seinfeld as a correctional officer, or Rambo, the talk show host?
Wow.
Wow.
I think I'd like to see Rambo as a talk show host.
Yes. Absolutely. You ready,
yeah,
ready for a dad joke? He would know how to cut the tension with a knife. He had the knife.
Yeah, there wouldn't be a whole lot of dialogue.
Not a lot of dialogue. No.
What is your answer?
You wouldn't have a monologue at the end, right? You wouldn't have a closing monologue.
Shoot him if he gets the wrong answer. I can see that happening.
What would his closing monologue? How about Rocky? At least, if Rocky was a talk show host, he'd have Adrian there to help him out, right? He would have Adrian. She was always there to help.
Yeah.
I know that.
Yo, Adrian, take us out of here.
A little backup there. But Seinfeld is a correctional officer. That might be a little bit scary for Jerry. He might just not know how scary it might be. Nancy, would you concur? Which of the following would you pay to see and why of the following? Rocky Balboa is a neurosurgeon, Rambo the talk show host, or Seinfeld the correctional officer?
I actually was thinking Rambo is the
Rambo.
Yeah, that's when you said it. I was like, oh, that's what I was thinking. I don't know why. Not exactly sure why. I just think it would be entertaining. Maybe that's it.
Right.
Although what is Rocky as a brain surgeon?
That would be incredible.
I mean, I've watched a brain surgery and I think it's cool. So that might be interesting. Although, like, how steady are the hands after boxing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we were talking about the concussions and stuff. Like you need steady hands for brain surgery, so it might be too scary.
Now, what if he had the Rocky Balboa theme music playing in the background?
Oh, well, that would be good. That would be inspirational.
Surgery. Then he can't
I
lose.
have the tiger.
He can't lose. Gonna fly now. That whole theme. Yeah, you can't. The tiger playing. He can't lose if that's playing in the background. So I guess you're right there.
So
Amanda,
you're good.
I think so. I think he'd be covered in that regard. Amanda, what would you pay to see and why of the following wacky options we have here? Rocky Balboa is a neurosurgeon, Rocky the talk show host, or Seinfeld the correctional officer?
I was gonna say Rocky as a neurosurgeon, just because I love Rocky, and I just think, obviously, who doesn't? And I think that would be really interesting. Like Nancy said, I mean, you got to have still hands there. So I don't know, with all the fighting.
Would you agree this is the one time that his trainer Mickey needs to be in another room? He cannot holler at Rocky during the surgery. You're not carving him up right, Rock. No, wait. I need to concentrate, Mick. He needs to be serene. You can't have Mickey there barking at him. I like that. We got a couple more of these wacky options. We'll start with Jim McMahon again. Of the following, which would you pay to see and why? Hannibal Lecter as a regular cast member of 90210, Big Bird the Bounty Hunter, or Conan the Librarian?
Oh, Conan the Librarian.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'd like to just see him trying to walk through the library, trying to figure out what book is where.
Right. Grapes of Wrath was due 2 weeks ago.
I don't think they had a whole lot of books back then.
No, but he would definitely be.
Age.
I wouldn't want to be late. I wouldn't want to do it. Conan the Librarian actually would be interesting because Conan was actually well read. People don't know about that. Like when they actually read about the history of the Conan character, he was rather well read. But putting him in a library,
books back there. Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say like maybe like we enforce a rule where you have to go to the library and you have to stay there for a certain amount of time, because Conan can double up as the bouncer and security guard as well as the librarian. He won't let you
be
leave.
the Breakfast Club guy.
Yeah, you got to stay there 2 hours. Nancy, Conan the librarian, Big Bird the bounty hunter, or Hannibal Lecter as a regular cast member of 90210. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think Big Bird the bounty hunter.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Can I tell you something,
come
Nancy?
up and, excuse me, sir, you belong here. I've been looking for you. I don't know. Just be funny.
It's a little known fact that Big Bird ruled the streets of Sesame.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The size is an intimidation.
He's very intimidating, without question. Yeah, Sesame Streets were never the same when he first frolicked along there. Mandy, again, which of you choose to pay for and why of these following wacky, silly options? We've got Big Bird the bounty hunter. We've got Hannibal Lecter as a regular cast member of 90210, or Conan the librarian.
I mean, I guess Hannibal Lecter.
Oh, yes.
I mean, because I used to watch 90210. I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see him talking to Steve Sanders and, hey, what are we eating tonight? You. So
yeah, the rest of the cast members.
Yes,
right?
exactly. They go out to dinner and just not come back. I see that. These are funny options that make you think. I always tell my students sometimes too, my acting students, you can never train your brain to do something if you're always staying in your comfort zone. If you step outside your comfort zone and see something up here in the old noggin, if you illustrate something as wacky as it is, you are stretching your brain. And that's kind of what we're doing. We're stretching our brain. So there is a rhyme and a reason to this wacky, nutty game, which we're going to finish up right now in about 30 seconds. Jim McMahon, of the following, which would you pay to see and why? Darth Vader is a wedding planner, Godzilla is a massage therapist, or Freddy Krueger, the personal trainer?
I would like to see Godzilla as a massage therapist.
To walk on your
I'd
back.
like to see the kind of touch that he has.
Yeah,
that's so true.
I enjoy a good massage, and I don't know if that might be a little too rough for me.
I can't crack like lower lumbar, and like he would probably hit that spot really well. Godzilla would. Big feet, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Nancy,
you can get your whole body.
The whole body. Yeah, that's the kind of what I would want. And Nancy, again, the same options for you: Darth Vader, the wedding planner, Godzilla, the massage therapist, or Freddy Krueger, the personal trainer.
Am I boring to say the same? Because I would love, I mean, it's twice now, but a massage therapist, hey, like, not just see it, like I want to feel it. And can you get in there deep and get these knots out that have been, like, I fell a lot. So like everything hurts now.
Yes.
Everything hurts.
Everything.
So it'd be good to like, maybe it could help me out.
And if you don't tip him well, you got to be careful that fire.
Oh yeah.
Mouth, that steam. So
hopefully
you
I
gotta be
can
careful
run
there.
fast enough.
Yeah, definitely. Amanda, same options for you. We got Darth Vader, the wedding planner, Godzilla, the massage therapist, or Freddy Krueger, the personal trainer.
Well, me going last is no help because I'm just gonna, I'm gonna agree with the both of them with that one though, because I love massages, so I think that would be pretty interesting. Might be too hard, too strong, but you know.
What about Darth Vader as a wedding planner?
That's really interesting. Yeah.
Is now you got to admit though, if you're planning a wedding
and both
and you
of
want
your fathers,
right on both of your fathers, that'd be a revelation. That'd be great. We could air that during daytime soaps where he reveals he's both everyone's fathers. But what about this? What if like you can't get anything wrong down from the florist, down from the catering? You're not going to go wrong if Darth Vader's your wedding planner. If he goes to some guy named Mike, I asked for more fish tacos. That guy's going to get more fish tacos right away.
That's true.
You're not going to.
He'll get shit done for sure.
Oh, 100%. There's no doubt about that. So, guys and gals, again, honorable mentions. You guys, I hope you played along. We're about to go into topic number 2. We won't delve into these, but here's some honorable mentions we can get into some next time. Alf, attorney at law. Papa Smurf, the hip-hop artist. Mr. Bean, the motivational speaker. Beetlejuice, the runway model. Or cast of Goodfellas as studio audience members on Jerry Springer. That'd be kind of fun. See them there on Jerry Springer. All the Goodfellas guys. That'd be kind of fun. Right now, we're going to delve into topic number 2. And what a great way to transition from what we just played to topic number 2, because this is called a 90-second window. And as you can see, the game we played was kind of a speed through. This is a 90-second window, but Jim, Nancy, and Amanda do not have to speed through this. They can take their time. I'm going to start with Nancy on this topic. Nancy, if you were deaf and blind your entire life, but were given the opportunity to regain your eyesight for 90 seconds, what or who would you choose to see and hear and why? Whenever you're ready, the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay, is this maybe a little unfair because I've been dealing with my mom being blind my entire life, and I know what she would want. And so I'm gathering that may be, tell me something about that. She would love to. And so therefore I know I would want to see my kids' faces and the people I love, their faces, and see their expressions. And 90 seconds, you just want to see their faces. And it's so funny because you take your gaze off the loved ones, and it would be so nice to see the trees. It sounds so weird, but to not be able to see trees moving, or look up at night and you see lights. Is it a street light or is it the moon? And you can't differentiate between them. Those things are so strange to my mom. I can't tell the difference. Is that the moon? I'm like, it's 30 feet away. It's not the moon. So definitely sort of those everyday normal things, but for sure the first thing would be I'd want to see faces of the people I love.
That's incredible. Yeah. What would you prioritize? And this is such a tough question, Nancy. Being able to see your loved ones for about 30 seconds or being able to hear them?
Hear them. I think I'd rather be able to hear them than see them, because you can hear the emotion in somebody's voice, and you can hear that when someone speaks, or definitely hear. I think that's harder. You lose so much without being able to hear someone behind you or anything. I just think that would be a harder thing to not have your hearing.
Sure. This is the same question I have for Jim and for Amanda. I'm going to kick it over to Mr. Jim McMahon with the same question for him. Jim, if you were deaf and blind your entire life, but were given the opportunity to regain your eyesight for 90 seconds, what or who would you choose to see and hear and why? The floor is yours whenever you're ready to go. Good, sir.
Okay, I would choose to see my parents, see who took care of me my whole life, who got me through to where I am, and to hear their voice. I think that would be incredibly difficult. I mean, I know it's kind of what it's like to be blind in one eye. I was pretty much blind in this one, but my whole life. But to not be able to see or to hear, it's just, I don't know how these people can get through doing what they do. The other thing I would like to see or hear would be the ocean. You hear about it being so vast and the sound it makes when it crashes on the shore. Those are the two things that I would like to see and hear.
Yeah, things we take for granted. And did you guys ever have this happen sometimes where everything crashes around you? But I say literally, it could be a computer crash. Maybe your phone isn't working for whatever reason. We talked about technology earlier, but when you're in a situation where maybe you're in the wilderness, when you're forced to realize that you can do just fine appreciating the world around you if you stop and listen, maybe that's a practice that we should try to espouse without waiting for the world to crash around us to appreciate those things, because the world is pretty darn beautiful. The ocean, oh my gosh, the trees, the mountains,
trees.
God almighty, it is. Yeah.
I think this is why it's good to have a pet sometimes, to have the dog, right? To go for a walk and just watch them appreciate everything they're seeing and smelling, and just
100%.
Look around and what do you smell? And what are you looking at? And just
vicariously live through them a little bit.
Yeah. I think it's a good way to get back to that nature. Take them for a walk and be there,
And as you mentioned, being present, just being aware of what's around you sometimes. And it's so cool to be able to do that when you're, I guess in my case, when you're writing. A lot of writers that I know need to be in a cabin somewhere in the woods to find inspiration, but sometimes you really don't. Sometimes you can stare at a wall, close your eyes, and play that amazing reel in your mind that is your life. You can kind of see everything and illustrate it in such a way. I'm going to ask Mandy the same question, which is, if you were deaf and blind your entire life, but were given the opportunity to regain your eyesight for 90 seconds, what or who would you choose to see, hear, and why? The floor is yours, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an obvious one, but I would definitely choose to see the faces of my loved ones, especially, if it was my parents or my siblings growing up and, kind of who have been in my world, despite the inability to hear or see them. So I think they're such a big influence in helping you grow and, being there for you. I feel like they would be my first choice to see their facial expressions and hear them and like hear their laughs. I feel like a laugh is such a big thing too, when we lost my brother, unfortunately, like the biggest memory that, the good memory that I have of him is like, he had this amazing laugh about him. And like, he would just, he battled addiction for a very long time and he's at peace now, but it's like for so long, like his laugh would just light up a room. Like he had this crazy laugh and his eyes. And it's like, I think of the things like, if I wasn't able to see or hear, like I wouldn't know that laugh, or I wouldn't recognize that sound or see those beautiful bright blue eyes that he had. And like, remember the good memories that we have. And so I just feel like that would be something that I would definitely want in those 90 seconds. And, we have the biggest emotional connection we get with people is through, physical touch or through the ability to hear them. And I think that's such a big thing. And it, like you guys just mentioned too, like, I think we all kind of not take for granted purposely, but I think we all in a way, you almost take for granted the beautiful views that you see outside, or like taking your dog for a walk. I agree with that too, because it's like the dog is so excited just sniffing the grass, and it's like, it's so crazy, right? But like, I just got back from Vail, Colorado too, and like those mountains, how beautiful it is. And it was, in the winter, but it's like, I wonder how the mountains look in the summer. And I wouldn't know that if I, unfortunately was blind. So I just feel like we do sometimes take things for granted because we don't realize how it would be if we didn't have that in a way. But I think that's so important. And then another place that I would love to go, like Jim mentioned, would be the water, ocean. Like, I just feel like I live by water, and it's like, I just love going out and hearing, or just having the water in front of you just gives me like this ultimate like release of, serotonin and endorphins throughout my body. So I feel like that's such a big part of it as well. So yeah, that would be.
I like that. And I was thinking about something when you were speaking, Mandy. First off, your story last time regarding your brother, it's beautiful. It's the way you honor him. And we've heard a lot of this stuff come across as cliche when people say it, but sometimes, maybe it doesn't resonate with people because there isn't much to say, but his legacy is being told. Like, you're keeping him alive by telling us little things about him, like his laugh, and how much you appreciate that laugh. And maybe if he were alive, or on this physical realm we call Earth, if he were still here physically, we wouldn't know that, because we wouldn't think to explain something like that. We wouldn't think to bring up his laugh, so we wouldn't really know him. And it's not a consolation, but for whatever it's worth, it's kind of cool that now we know your brother had a great laugh. He made people feel better. He was very positive and uplifting. So, like, you guys, and hearing Nancy talking about her father, hearing Jim talking about his parents who are still here and how much he honors them and still wishes he could be there more for them, that's beautiful. And that's why I wanted to end with this topic, because you guys will never have to worry about your loved ones being blind when it comes to your own humanity. They know how much you love them. You talk about them right now, and that's why I can attest to it. I'm a witness. You talk about them and hold them at such high regard that it's a beautiful thing. And if you were to wake up and see them, I guess the shoe were reversed, if you were to wake up and see them and you were no longer blind, you'd be able to see your own humanity, because character is kind of like self-imposed discipline. A lot of times when you're a moment away from happiness, you can't picture what that looks like. But if it's someone realizing how important you are to them during matters that actually matter, you realize how important you are. Most people will take for granted that smile or that warm embrace that you see at the end of a John Hughes movie from a family member. They'll neglect that because they think they'll see you tomorrow. They'll see you in 5 hours. They'll see you in bed. They'll see you in the car. They'll see you at the dinner table. But then when that's taken away from them, And in this fictitious scenario, when you could see them again for 30 seconds and see their happiness, that's all the purpose you need in your life, to realize that you matter. They give a damn and you matter. And like, that's a big, big thing. That's such a beautiful thing. I'm finding myself now peeling back the layers of my dad's legacy in life more so than I was when he was alive, because he was Superman. He's going to be around till 90. It didn't happen, but I'm now finding the beauty in those moments, because we need time to reflect. And we can't reflect all the time when the people around us are around us all the time, which is actually why I broke up with one of my ex-girlfriends. She had this thing where she'd use, I gotta tell you, she'd use the last 10% of toothpaste more than the first 90. She'd try to get that extra squeeze out of that toothpaste. That extra squeeze. Why? Let it go. Amanda, if you're listening to me from Arizona, let it go. You don't need that last 2%. Get another toothpaste, right, Jim?
I try to squeeze it all out too.
No.
I hate going to the store.
You got to tape yourself. I want to do a project where everyone on social media just like records their reaction as they're squeezing it. Maybe then they'll stop and realize how silly they look when they're trying to get that little bitty thing out. Get more. Buy some more toothpaste. We're not going to go broke if we do. But anyway, I appreciate you. Open up. That last squeeze always kills me. But I appreciate you guys opening up your hearts. I really, really do. I love how through this, whatever device you're using, a phone, a laptop, I love how we're able to make a connection, like in a time where people are looking for sound bites or looking to get a metric or a number or a view. Like, we're forgetting all that, and we're bonding right now through this device for just a moment, but we're showing people that they too can do that if they stop trying to get online just to become internet famous. There's a way where we can get to know each other, and that's way more important, I think. Coffins and caskets don't have pockets. We're not going to take anything superficial with us, but this is going to stay with us. And I just, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys. Really, like, you guys are awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Pleasure to be here, Robbie.
100%.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm going to bid you guys to do one at a time, if that's okay. And then we're out of here. We're going to find out, of course, which 2 out of 3 move on to round number 3 once our viewers again vote and who resonate most with them and why. 2 out of 3 move on to the third round. I'm going to talk first with Nancy, then with Jim and Amanda. So Jim and Amanda, anything you'd like to tell Nancy?
It was a pleasure seeing you again, Nancy. Wish you the best. Hope your kids are doing well, and hopefully we'll see you down the road somewhere.
Thank you so much. Before I don't know when you're gonna get me off, but Amanda, sorry for your loss of your brother. I know it's really hard. And Avi, I was glad to see your dad's picture there, and that's hard sometimes to share. But sorry for your loss too.
Thank you.
And Jim, good luck with your parents. I know the aging parents thing is not easy to deal with, but so thankful they're still there with you. But it is a challenge. So I don't know. Thank you. Good to see you too, Amanda. Nice to
before I talk to Nancy one-on-one, a bit or ado, would you guys agree that it kind of works? That whole tagline I use, "Strangers leave us friends." Like, you guys would, if I were to pass you guys each other's numbers, that wouldn't be a bad thing, right?
Not at all.
Yeah.
It's
you
always
never
fun.
know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's always fun to meet different people and, different walks of life. And we all obviously share a little bit similar background in a way with sports, but I think it's really cool. I always gain knowledge from other people and I think Avi does a great job on these where the authenticity and everyone's able to conversate and not just be so interview, like you said earlier. I think that's the best part of it too.
I appreciate that. It means a lot to me because sitting here learning from you guys and gals, and again, I know our viewers are as well, means so much to all of them to be able to see the person behind the persona. You guys make that happen. Jim and Amanda, don't go anywhere. I'll bring you back in about 60 seconds or so. I do want to bid Nancy adieu, if I will. Nancy, listen, you don't bring this up, but you love the stage as well. You love theater. You love performing. Is that something you're still, before, again, I bid you adieu, is that still something you're active in, going on stage?
I'm doing another show this December, so it's not for a while, but I need that long to get ready.
And it was last December that you did one too. Last December.
I did not the last December, the one before. It was like every other year. So for the last few years. Yeah. And I'm doing that show again. It's a holiday spectacular on ice in Long Island at the Gateway Playhouse. And it's so much fun to be on stage with other skaters. that are really young and new learning. They're very green and in the performance aspect. And so it's really fun for me to be with them. And then also like live singing, and the local kids are all part of the show too. So I love being on the stage and being able to be in Long Island. It was nice. I got to live on Isabella Rossellini's farm, and that was so fun because I always dreamed of living on a farm. So I get to wake up and brush my teeth and toothpaste, and they're with the animals, like just hanging out outside. I'm like, oh, she's been here this morning, letting the goats out, and it's
so neat.
It's fun. So,
and I have to ask, there's plenty of toothpaste there, right? You don't have to squeeze that last. Okay, that's good.
No, but to be able to be out there and still perform
that's amazing.
I feel very lucky. I also think they're a little crazy. Like they realize how old I am. This is a little nuts, but I'm so grateful to have the opportunity still, because I do love it.
I think that's great. And if I could ever, let me know when you're doing that again. The first person I wrote for was Carl Reiner, and he gave me the greatest advice. Carl Reiner said, when you're doing something on stage, obviously, top row, you got to make sure that you speak to everybody, literally. But there's something that I took from him that I now teach young storytellers. I teach a acting storytelling workshop online for free. I don't want to make money off it, but when you're a storyteller, it's not about putting stuff on, it's about taking stuff off and showcasing your vulnerability, because the eyeballs are aplenty and they can spot, especially in the medium of film. Maybe in stage, not so much, but film is so intimate, and you've had a camera on you, your whole life. So is Amanda, so is Jim, and people could spot authenticity a mile away. Yeah. And I think it's so great that you embrace the stage the way that you do, because what you did on ice, I've never told you this, but I want to. That was theater. It was athleticism, but that was theater. You told a story on ice, Nancy.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's when you put on the music, and that's part of it, is telling a story, and that makes it a lot easier actually if you try to tell a story when you're skating. So it's just something that's always been something I like to do, and luckily now they can put ice on the stage, and I can combine the two and actually perform like shows like theater type shows on ice, and I get to combine these two loves. So
thanks for reminding a lot of the women in our we always try to make sure that they understand too that this tournament is all about bringing people together, and you have inspired so many young women out there who have messaged us, who've been a part of the show, other luminaries like Sally Jesse Raphael, who's a huge fan of yours. Thank you for empowering them the way that you do, and being who you are consistently, and having your priorities straight. My friend, did you have a nice time?
I did. It's a lot of fun, and it's nice getting to know everybody and like hearing different stories and who they pick, who they would want to meet and stuff. I think it's interesting and why people do that. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah. Thank you so much, Avi.
Thank you, my friend. I will see you soon, and I hope you have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you very much. You too.
Thank you. Nancy Kerrigan, guys, what a class act. What a class act. I want to bring in Amanda and then Jim as well. My dear friend Jim, thank you again for being class act also, and for getting to know Nancy. And a big shout out to Jerry, who's just an awesome guy. I won't embarrass him, but great to always talk to Jerry. I love my conversations with him. Very direct, very thorough, very honest, very positive. Amanda, I got to tell you as well, every time you come on here, there's just different layers you peel back. You feel so comfortable giving people a side of yourself that maybe or maybe not perhaps they've gotten to know, but that makes you so brave and so courageous. And thank you for doing that here on this platform.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think it definitely helps, and it kind of motivates me as well to maybe dig somewhere where I don't usually, go into detail about, like talk about Frederick Douglass and history, like we said. But it's cool for me, and it's cool to be with other athletes that have been through, way more than I have been through, and kind of learn from them and their experiences. And I always think you do a wonderful job. So thank you for having me.
100%. And please let everyone know, of course, where they could find you, because you're very busy and active doing so many great things.
Yes, very busy. You can find me at Mandy Sacks across all platforms: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. I'm also on Snapchat recently. Been posting a lot on Snapchat. It's Mandy Sacks with 2 C's at the end.
Sure.
Someone stole my name. No. And then also we have our podcast, Power Alphas Podcast, that we drop a new episode every other Wednesday on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And my next autograph signing, you can come. And that is in weekend, which is April 20th, Easter weekend, actually. So I will be signing at WrestleCon on 18th and the 19th. And then I'm also hosting a pool party at the Palms Hotel on Sunday, which and guests there, and we're doing like a watch party there. So it's going to be lots of fun.
I promise you that sometime in 2029, I will make myself out there. This face needs a tan, as you can see, so I will do that. But keep doing what you're doing. You had a nice time tonight?
I did. Yes, I did.
Well, my friend, I will definitely keep in touch, and you have a great rest of the evening.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. You too.
Likewise. Mandy Saccomanno, what a great human being. What a great human being. What a fantastic person that gives us a part of herself that I think we can all draw from, because she has a very eloquent way of describing what matters, whether it's her family, whether it's talking about the benefits of social media and how we can use it to really kind of empower ourselves. It's a great way to be able to talk to her and kind of find out exactly what I'm missing in life, hearing her perspective about things. And Jim, I'll tell you the same thing, my friend, whether you like to hear it or not. I've learned a lot about you, my friend. I'm going to take these shades off for you because you deserve it. Look you eye to eye. Every time I swear, every time I see your face, I get happy. Huh?
I said I usually have my shades on. The sun's behind me right now in Arizona, so I'm good for that.
Man, you don't complain about anything. You go through so much. We're definitely in the same circle. We have a lot of friends that are mutual. We just had Grant, of course, Grant Fior. Every time I see you, I beam of joy because I get the feeling that you like being around people. You like having a good time. You like seeing the best in people and situations. Is that true?
Oh, I love having a good time. I like being around good people. You know, I don't. I try to disassociate with the people that don't like to have fun and you know, are a little uppity. I'm a little off the wall at times, but I think for the most part, it's I have good fun and I enjoy life. I think you're here to enjoy yourself and just treat people the way that you want to be treated. And
thank you.
Things work out.
You've met people from all walks of life. You've traveled the world and then some. Would you agree that at least I want our suits and ties to know this, even though maybe that's why we work so well together, you and I, and are such good friends. Even though I'm in Hollywood, I'm not a Hollywood guy. Right?
Right. No doubt about that.
We don't want that, the uppity stuff, as you mentioned. But I do want to say this to you. There's something you're doing now that I think needs to get brought up, which I'm going to use. I'm going to actually cut up this part, send it to people that I know, because there is a company that you were bringing up before the recording began. Can you bring that up right now, Jim?
What are you talking about?
I believe it's the cannabis.
Our company, Revenant. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we're actually doing pretty well. We're in 7 states. We're trying to get people off these damn opioids, and we're trying to get back to Congress. Actually, meet with President Trump. Hopefully, within the next month or two. About the scheduling of cannabis. They still have fentanyl at Schedule 2 and cannabis is Schedule 1, which is ridiculous. It's never killed anybody, where fentanyl has killed millions of people.
So many.
And it's so good for your body. I mean, we all have a cannabinoid system in our body. We're supposed to be using this plant, and it's been demonized. And that's kind of going away. We're trying to get rid of that, but we're definitely going to try to get the banking laws changed, rescheduling, and make it affordable, make it a viable business. Because right now it's still 75% black market because of all the different regulations in every state. And so we got to get
people are kind of forced to turn to the black market.
Oh, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
And so if we get these regulations, tax it like they do alcohol, fair banking, stuff like that. These are the items we're going to bring up to President Trump.
I think that's amazing that you're championing this, my friend, and anything I could do to support that, I'm all there, man. I'm all there. I'll drop everything at the drop of a dime and just be there for you. I want you to know, again, I want our audience to know, Gym Time will be back, our special show. But, man, do you have a nice time, Jim?
Always, kid. Always good to hear you. I love hearing your intros and just your perspective on life. It's a good time.
My friend, I could say the same thing about you, and I will. I learn a lot from you. Thank you for being a big brother, and I hope you have a great rest of the evening.
I appreciate it, my friend, and same to you. We'll see you at the next one.
You got it. Jim McMahon is a great human being, guys, and a great friend. I want you guys to understand that this man, off camera or on camera, is the same way. He's one of those rare people that keeps it real 100% of the time. A great human being, and thank you guys and gals and pals for getting to know Jim McMahon and Amanda Saccomanno, and, of course, Nancy Kerrigan. They were brave enough to give you parts of themselves and show you that they can relate to you, relate to every part of who you are as a human being. And that's a beautiful thing in these wacky times that we're in. So thank you guys again. Let us know who you're voting for and why. The floor is yours right about now.
This is going to be so difficult to vote for.
I don't like that last line that Avi said. Let us know who you're going to vote for now and why. Because
You guys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second here, if you will. Guys, you saw my mug. You saw my face in my mug. By the way, I actually drink water. I think somebody here brought up a coffee comment. Let me bring this comment up. Yeah, I drink water, but hey, I'll tell you what. You guys are with us. You don't need coffee. You're staying up because this is one of the most important parts of the broadcast. Joe and Giselle can attest to that. We need your votes because voting is a sign of respect because Mandy, Jim, and Nancy all want to move on to round number 3. They want to walk down those hallowed halls, right? But in order to walk down those hallowed halls, known as round number 3, the celebrity tournament, you've got to vote. Giselle's going to vote. It's going to be tough. Joe's going to vote. It's going to be tough. Their votes are worth 3 each. I'm going to tally in my own little private notepad. But guys, right now, give us the whys. Let us know who you voted for topic 1 and for topic 2. So it could be different people for each topic to our new viewers. But this is the part where you have the steering wheel. You are driving the vehicle right now. And we are asking you, please, to vote without bias and let us know who you vote for. Because as you know, if you watch our Wednesday show, The Black Box, as you know, don't go anywhere because our outro is coming up. It's about a 4 or 5 minute video. It lets you know who's showing up next Saturday night. Because as you know, we never take a break around here. Ever take a break. Final lap time. But guys and gals and pals, these luminaries don't do this for money. They come on here for free. They love doing what they do. They all want to win the tournament. They're not prompted. And where else can you see such a combination of eclectic, legendary talent appearing beside each other for the first and possibly not the last time, only here under this great umbrella? Joe knows and Giselle knows. They're great hosts. I want everyone to know the suits and ties as well. Giselle and Joe, they work their tail off. They're there backstage. They're doing their thing. They're making sure they're informing you. They're doing posts and lives and everything else. So is our entire cast. But that being said, they'll cut themselves off when they see your vote because they're going to prioritize your vote. Yeah, they'll be deep in speech and let you know why they're voting for who they are, but they'll be also paying attention to the screen because your vote is going to be prioritized above anybody else. My voice, their voice, that's our choice. So guys and gals and pals, I now turn it over to Mr. Joe Rositano, who's going to break things down, and he's going to cast his first vote. Then Giselle will cast her first vote for topic number 1, and so on and so forth. So Joe, pay attention to the screen as well. The floor belongs to you.
All right, here goes the Heismans. Here we go. All right, first and foremost, topic 1, which I know everyone's coming in. Let's see. Oh,
nope.
Almost there. Let's see. My vote for topic 1 is for Jim because not only was he great on the gridiron, but still doing good with his communication and heartfelt answers. Very nice. Very nice. I love that.
Thank you, Angel. Thank
Very
you,
good.
Spanish.
Thank you, Angel. And then for topic 2, Nancy Kerrigan for the highly emotional support of her family, her mom especially. Oh,
guys, this is going to be one of the toughest things we've ever voted for.
Tough. It's
right,
so
Giselle
tough.
and Joe, how the hell are we going to vote for something like this? By the way, in case you think we're kidding, behind the scenes, Giselle and I can tell you, Joe, we're saying the same thing behind the scenes. How are we going to vote for this? This is impossible, right, guys?
It really is this time.
It is. It's not just your votes coming on the screen.
And there's something special about this week because as soon as it was announced last Saturday night, everyone started realizing this is the end of round 2 because look at this lineup. We've been seeing how eerie it is, right? To see Jim and Mandy and Nancy in the top 5 and top 10 of the outro. And now here they are. There aren't too many second rounders left. So there is that piece as well. Giselle, if you can, why don't we read Bethany's vote for topic number?
Absolutely. I can't wait to see it. Topic 1, Bethany. I vote for Mandy. First topic. She had so much clarity. Topic 2, I vote for Nancy. She took it to a personal level. This conversation was amazing tonight. I couldn't agree with that last part more, Bethany. And thank you so much for your votes for both topics. That's Mandy and Nancy. Thank you. And we're so glad to have you here every week as well. And here we've got one from a new viewer. Thank you for joining us this week, Platina. We've got topic 2 for Nancy. Let us know who you vote for topic 1 as well. And absolutely, it only gets
100% Reverend.
TKN. You've seen it. This panel tonight lets us know how close we are to the end of round 2, because in a few minutes, Rev, in a few minutes, Julio, in a few minutes, Chad, we are going to lose either Nancy Kerrigan, Jim McMahon, or Mandy Saccomanno. One of them will be gone in round freaking 2. We currently have 6.
And this right here. I'm voting Nancy Kerrigan for topic 2 because she seemed to go deepest. Okay, and topic 1, D-Man. Topic 1. Where's that topic 1, D-Man 33? Thank you very much. Bang, bang, contempt. We need to see it. Got to find out. I want to know because topic 2 was amazing. I have to vote for Jim. I feel that every one of his answers just completely speaks on his wistfulness and experience. Brandon says, thank you very much for that. Is that all of the subjects?
Brandon, just a little clarification. Was that both topics for Jim? Let us know if that was both topics, but totally understand. And Phil is in with a vote as well. Topic number 1, vote for Jim. He fully explained why he chose General Patton. I liked the way he showed similarities between Patton and himself. Thank you. Thank you so much, Phil. Seth, voting for Jim. I believe that's for topic 2, but let us know for sure on that.
Absolutely.
Lester Cook is in. I wish I could vote for all of them too. This is one of the few matches where I really do wish that. Go ahead, Joe.
You know what? I vote for topic 1. Mandy in topic 1 says, Chad, he says that she just resonated with me the most from all the info given in that by all 3. That's a very good observation. Thank you for that. Topic 1 says, Julio, I'm going with Jim with how he was able to personalize going with Patton and how they were both people to do what was necessary for a victory, and sometimes how you need to challenge the status quo. Okay, very good, Julio. I love Joe and Giselle's breakdowns. Well, we're going to break down if we don't get to vote. So thank you, Miranda. Topic 1, Jim. Topic 2, Nancy says Platina.
Thank you. Thank you
Wonderful.
for that. Appreciate that, Platina. And thank you for being a first-time viewer here this evening. That's awesome. Willie Wilson, I'm voting for Jim McMahon on topic 1. He hit the points on the topic best for me. Topic 2, I'll pick Nancy for the family answer. Thank you, Will. Thank you for joining us every week as well. We appreciate that. So many new viewers, longtime viewers. With topic 2, Joe, go ahead and read that for me.
Okay, no problem. Topic number 2 says, Phil, my vote is for Nancy. She showed a lot of emotion. She made it very personal, relating it to her mother. Thank you, Phil. And Seth, Giselle, how's he feel about this?
Oh, it's always so tough, and could not agree. This really is one of the toughest ones. I know Nick, I know Rev. I loved all 3. This is so hard. Look. Not gonna lie, I'm really glad your comments are coming in hot and heavy with the votes right now, because it's giving me time to make up my mind, because it is very hard. I agree. Chris is in with this vote. Topic 1 goes to Amanda for her down-to-earth answer, and for topic 2, my vote goes to Nancy as she hit so close to home with her answer. Thank you, Chris. Joe?
And this, Bob Peterson just in right here. I vote for Jim for topic 1, that incredible story about the BYU game and how he connected his choices on the football field to General Patton's on the battlefield. Very good, very good. I appreciate this movement, Giselle. And Giselle, speaking of movement, we got something from Julio.
We do. His topic 2 vote. Topic 2, I'm going with Nancy. It was beautiful how deep she went with the topic, and I could watch her give her answer over and over again. And we absolutely, this is critical now.
100%.
Absolutely, it is Angel Miguel. We know it's really, really hard. It's super critical. How can we, Joe? How can we say goodbye to any of these?
Oh, Lester Cook.
Lester is in. Topic 1, Nancy. Topic 2, Jim. Thank you, Lester.
Yes.
Another longtime viewer. We appreciate all of you. You are the engine that makes this thing go. Whether it's your first show, your 5th show, your 100th show, your 285th show, We are so happy you are all here each and every week.
Thank you very much, Seth. Thank you. Thank you. Shout out to you, too. Chad says, topic 2, I vote for Jim. I feel he edged out the other two by a small margin. And we love that. We love that because this one is probably going to be edged out by a small margin. I wouldn't be surprised to know.
So small. But you know what I also really appreciate, Joe? I appreciate how so many of our Engine members, our viewers, our fans, are giving us their whys in their answers.
Yes, and someone else with a why.
What resonated with you and what resonated with them. And here's another one. Go ahead and read Eric's vote.
Absolutely. I vote Mandy topic number 1 for picking Frederick Douglass and Mandy for topic number 2. Okay, fantastic. So 2 votes for Mandy and Alexander Garcia. Giselle, what does he give on this one?
So he missed topic 1. Thank you for being honest there. We appreciate that and not just voting anyway. Very important to hear everything they say. But topic 2 is definitely for Nancy. Her sincerity won me over. Thank you for joining us, Alex, and for your whys and reasons. And from Allison, everyone did such an amazing job tonight. It's so hard picking, but I will put in a vote for Nancy for topic 1 and Mandy for topic 2. Loved everyone's answers tonight. Absolutely, Allison. I agree there. All of their answers were freaking-tastic.
And you know what? Right here, what's also fantastic, Angel Miguel Torres, the Spanish Fly. It was very hard for me to choose on topic 1. Mandy was very much straight from the heart, but Jim won me over with his tenacity. Okay. Again, thank you. Vote, vote, vote. Thank you for telling us the whys. We appreciate that. Giselle, it's happening now. And Bob is back. Bob is back with Nancy for topic number 2. She opened up and gave us some insight on that beautiful relationship between her mother, father, and how her mother dealt with actual blindness. Very compelling. I agree. It was very compelling. And everyone did do such a phenomenal job.
That I can agree with wholeheartedly, Miranda. Okay. All right. Rev is in. Okay. I feel that breath. Trust me, I've had those breaths all week. Amanda for topic 1. I liked how she brought up Douglas, and that resonated. Awesome. Thank you so much, Rev, for getting that in. And recently joined us viewer Kovac, topic 1. Jim, because he related Patton to his own journey in a way that felt real. And for topic 2, Nancy for sure. Hard choice though, because I liked Mandy's answer too. Rank-based voting, not this round, but we will keep that in mind for future rounds. That might have to become part of it.
Yeah. And Miranda over here she's voting Nancy topic 1. She was articulate, incredibly well spoken. Okay. Very good.
Absolutely. Let us know your topic 2, Miranda, and anyone else who hasn't voted yet. Sebastian and Radeja and Brandon.
And Sebastian over here is out.
Goes to Jim. Oh, go ahead. Take over.
Oh, yes. I would say it goes to Jim, but he really appreciated how he was able to connect General Patton's battlefield experience along with Jim's football experience. Was a very thoughtful choice. Yes, I think we're seeing a lot of that tonight. That relatability really goes a long way. And yes, and it is so sad how graceful Nancy is on the ice. Her mom's never got to see. Yeah. No, this. You're making this harder to vote. It was harder to vote.
The conversations were amazing. The comfort level here is such that everyone shows their vulnerable side, says Phil, and that is true. We've heard that over and over again. We see it in the intro. I don't know why I told that story about my dad. It's because your show is so comfortable. And that's a constant refrain over and over from all of our celebs. And love all of the engines, who's and why, says Chad. Yes, because you are.
Thank you.
Engine. You are what makes this go. And that is what we need to do. We need to hear those who's and how's and why's.
And what do you take on this, Giselle?
Sebastian, topic 2. I vote for Nancy. I really appreciate her authenticity and ability to go deep this evening. Thank you, Sebastian.
Yes, and Howard says, I vote for Jim for topic 1. He was such a great storyteller at the end of it. And then I vote for Mandy for topic 2. Opening up further about her brother was really beautiful. Thank you very much for that. Appreciated. All right, and the votes just keep coming, and I suppose we should thank you for delaying the inevitable, perhaps.
Right?
Had a lot of depth.
Data is in.
Did.
Jim had a lot of depth. He definitely did. We saw that throughout the entire night. Miranda's in with her topic 2. For topic 2, I vote for Mandy. She really touched me and she expressed herself very well. Thank you, Miranda, for your vote for topic 2. Joe?
True. Yes, strangers leave as friends no matter how hard our shells are. Ooh, that's a good twist on that. Yes, an engine is on fire tonight. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, Bethany. They are not on table.
You will find out very soon who I am picking and why. I think we are at that time, Joe, where it is our turn to vote and we are in the hot seat, but not before Lester tells us with people like Avi and the Green Rumors and everyone in the comment section is why TKN is #1. Thank you for delaying the inevitable, Lester. This is why we love y'all. And Seth chiming in with TKN for life. Absolutely.
Thank you. And yes, he did. He did start off great.
Guys,
and
Joe
you know
and
what?
Giselle are going to close things off great, but please remember, you voted, but now if you hung around here because you're captivated by conversation like we are, and you do realize this place is a palace of positivity, we ask you to stick around to find out. You're not going to have to wait next week. You're not going to have to wait till Wednesday. You're going to find out in moments, mere moments, who moves on to round number 3. After we hear Joe's vote and after we hear Giselle's vote, we're going to find out which 2 of these 3 legends, Nancy Kerrigan, Jim McMahon, and Mandy Saccomanno, formerly known as Mandy Rose. We're going to find out which 2 of those legends we saw earlier will move on to round number 3, the TKN Celebrity Tournament, which is called the Sport of the Mind. And I don't mind reminding you that you guys are the engine that makes this thing go, as you know. So with that, hang around. Joe's going to vote. Giselle's going to vote. And then the outro, we're going to find out who moves on. And then the outro will give you a sneak peek, a first look at next week's matchup. So do not go anywhere because this is the tail end of the broadcast. And you're going to find out who moves on. So, Joe, your thoughts.
All right. So even though you see the doodles on the back, do not be fooled. There are tons of notes on this small pamphlet. And let me tell you, I went through the first topic with Nancy. She picked Harriet Tubman because both of them went through scenarios of hardship. Each of them dealt with both physical and physically demanding portions of their life, but they also had to undergo some serious trials and conflicts too. And Jim choosing General Patton because he wasn't just a leader of men, he was also a rebel similarly. And Jim related very well to going against orders to do a lot better, like Patton did with removing his shoes and going forward against all odds. But then Mandy picking Frederick Douglass because his impact on working to change the future without understanding of how he would change the future, irregardless of the reward for the risk that he took. That's something that spoke to me in that he was working to abolish slavery without understanding the future, but kept going. So for topic number 1, because of these 3, and to put this out there, I wanted to have clarity, and I also wanted to have not just the people understanding the subject, I also wanted to have people to have a passion for what they were discussing. So to have both the make sense of what you're telling me and then also to be excited about it, feel that. And I think that of the 3 for topic 1, I am going to vote for, at least, and this is surprising to me in this case, that I'm going to vote for Mandy Rose Saccomanno because I appreciated that her depth went into it comes down to perseverance, actually doing something that may not necessarily give you what you think is going to be the right answer, which is hard in life. You don't want to just do something that may not come out okay. And that was a big risk that Frederick Douglass was taking back. So I vote for Mandy for topic number 1. And Giselle.
Topic 1 had a lot of moving parts. This one was a multi-part question, and so the competitors had to fulfill every piece of that question. There were at least 3 different components that they had to answer. So completeness is key for this first topic, along with general criteria of cohesion and organization and staying on topic, or if they do go off, how can you bring it back around and relate to the topic? All 3 had wonderful choices, especially when they explained their connections with them and why they thought this person would be the best for this topic. And the person who fulfilled all of the requirements for me for topic 1, Jim McMahon.
Really?
Yeah. I like how he went a little bit of a different way. And yes, Tubman was a great choice. It was so hard to vote for Amanda's choice of Douglas. Both were civil rights heroes. That is absolutely true. 100%. Yes. Look, Avi has his Frederick Douglass story. We hear it constantly on the show. The celebs hear it for the first time every time. But it's so true, and we need to hear more of it. Great people here. Yeah, being able to connect the battlefield and the football field in a way that isn't so obvious at first, in a way that I don't think a lot of people would think of. And so I'm pretty much a rule follower. I'm pretty much the good girl. But even my 16-year-old self knew that white socks didn't.
Yeah, well,
I think you're downplaying.
You both voted for topic number 1.
We did.
I want our engine to know one thing. Again, if anything sounds repetitive or if I sound like a broken record, let it be because I use the 2 words, thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm. If I'll be blamed for being a broken record, it's for saying thank you guys and gals and pals as well, for being here. You know, over 1,000 watching every single Saturday live. And then again, I do have to bring this up. 6-figure views, 28, 29 straight weeks. That's an amazing record. What a streak we're on. Mm-hmm. And we got Prime on the horizon, guys. We've got live events.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. We've got things we're doing right now with Matt TV. So there's so many things we're doing now because of you, because you guys have made it a possibility, because without your viewership, enthusiasm, and positivity, this place would not be in existence right now. So really thank you. And again, let's give it up for Joe and Giselle. I mean, they are back there. They are taking notes. They're analyzing. And then it's one thing to analyze. It's one thing to organize their thoughts. But they're presenting in such a way that speaks to all of us. They're breaking things down. They know the seriousness of this tournament. And finally, regardless of the outcome, thank you, Nancy and Mandy and Jim. Thank you. The 3 of you are friends. Jim, I've known you for a long time already, man, and you are one hell of a hero of a human being. You really are a kind soul, and you are who you are unapologetically, and I love you for it. Nancy, getting to know you, you are someone I respect, admire, listen to. You have a lot on your mind, and I respect everything that you stand for. And Mandy, you know, again, you become a friend, and I like how you're able to peel back layers. Everyone's able to see a side of Mandy, again, through, you know, do you guys know about her major in college?
Yes.
Speech pathology, right? So there's so much she brings to the table as well. To see this nucleus come together, yeah, strangers left as friends. So again, I want to thank everybody involved, from the engine to the hosts. And of course, you could see that this match is weighing heavy on me because one of them is not going to be part of round number 3. And that's when the tournament, that's when it starts becoming sobering. So keep commenting so we know you're there. Keep commenting so we know you're there. And you're about to find out who moves on to round number 3. So we're going to speed through this a little bit now, Joe and Giselle. We're going to speed through our second topic. Not lightning fast, but we'll condense a bit. Joe, topic number 2, who got your vote and why? Good sir.
All right, topic number 2, who got my vote and why? I'm going to say topic number 2, who got my vote and why, was Nancy Kerrigan. It was not just the fact specifically that she chose her mom and specifically loved ones there, but the fact that, yes, she did give us specifically her mom as who she wanted to see, because she understood. This is how much this impact of the subject had on me when she was discussing this. The fact that she would want to hear and see her mom and dad again, and specifically be able to interact with them because of how supportive both of them were in her life and in her athletic career, and that they were the people that she sometimes mentally would take for granted. And then on top of that, she added the world around us and how we take that for granted, and to be able to see those things in that 90-second window would mean so much more, and to be able to just see the family. So that is why I vote for Nancy in topic number 2. And Giselle, it is up to you.
As soon as Avi read this topic, I loved hearing it. I am a Delta Gamma, and our philanthropy is service for sight and aid to the blind. So I was very interested to hear what their answers would be. By the way, happy Founders Day, sisters. They did not disappoint at all 3 of them. But for topic 2, it's Nancy. It's a lived experience that she has that makes it all the more is the only word for there. And then explain how even hearing how that sense is much more impactful, because you can hear the danger, the laughter, whatever you need to hear even before you can see it, and how that would be a priority for her as well as her lived experience, combining that. Topic 2, Nancy.
All right.
All right,
Here
guys.
it comes.
So, you like music? Drum roll, man. Where's the drum roll? This thing is going to happen right now. How can you go fancy? I'm telling you. Hey, in the comment section, we ain't going to tell you. I know who won and who's advancing. We're not going to tell you until we want to know whether or not you're on the edge of your seat. Guys and gals and pals, don't put in a tweet. We're asking you to put it right here in the comment section of YouTube. Let us know if you are ready, if you are on the edge of your seat. D-Man is. Bethany is. Phil is. Spanish Flying Jiggler Miguel Torres is. Everybody's ready to find out right now who moves on. So let's do so. And then directly after, it's outro time. Hey, to some of our TKN hosts, do you guys want to pop up on screen and find out who won on screen right now? Let's bring in Miranda, guys. She's backstage. She can't wait. Thank you, Angel Miguel. We're going to find out. Lester's ready. Allison's ready. Miranda's ready.
Roll, everybody.
Yeah, we're all ready. So, guys and gals and pals, I'll just let you know that amongst the TKN hosts and people talking, we respected all 3. Everyone made predictions. It seems like the predictions were Nancy and Mandy, not in order. Mostly Nancy and Mandy in that order. Those were the predictions, at least. But we tallied the votes, and so have you, I hope. So you can tell that this is always on the up and up.
Mm-hmm.
Guys and gals and pals, moving on to round 2 of the celebrity tournament, in one of the most competitive, highly anticipated matchups we've ever seen thus far. Let's take it away. Gotta wait for it. There we go. Nancy Kerrigan. I'm going to pause the video, guys. I made different combinations of this because we don't know who's going to win. The one I'm playing right now is going to reveal the second and final participant of tonight's match that has advanced to round number 3. Will it be Jim McMahon, who's been with us for a very long time? Or will it be Mandy Saccomanno, guys and gals and pals? We're going to find out now. Jim McMahon moves on to round number 3 of the Celebrity Tournament. So give it up, guys, give it up for Mandy Saccomanno, guys. Reaction time. Wow. In the comment section as well. Kelly White's about to pop in. Reaction, Joe. Reaction.
Stunned. I'm so stunned. I would never have predicted that in a million years with the way that all 3 approached their topics. It was so close. It had to be so close.
And we could say it right now. I mean, Jim, according to many, was like the underdog here. Came out of your guns a-blazing with Pat in topic 1. Giselle, your thoughts?
Oh, my goodness. I'd been going back and forth all week. I knew whichever combination made it through would definitely be the most deserving. I didn't want to lose any of these 3. This is... No. I never want to lose any of them, but of course it's a tournament. Of course someone has to be eliminated or we'll never get to the end.
Even this comment really... This comment puts things in perspective. It hits home. Jim stays, Mandy's gone for the tournament. Unreal. Unreal.
I just knew whoever was eliminated, this reaction would not change because it is...
Allison, I'm with you. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean, Allison. Trust me. I do. It took us. Oh, yeah. This was my prediction, and yet it still feels surreal that Mandy hasn't moved on. Yeah, I'm with you. I am. Giselle, God, right now, I mean, we're going to play the outro right now. So all I'm going to say is this to you guys. Expect the unexpected, and you guys, again, are the ones that determine this. Joe's voting, and so is Giselle on screen. But look, next Saturday night, Miranda will be on screen. She'll be a TK host voting for our next match. So she really has a vested interest in finding out who's on next Saturday because she'll be on with Giselle voting on screen. We know that on the 21st of March. That's going to be a big night, right? Regardless of who we have, we know it's going to be, again, more big guns. So, I mean, we're going to play outro. I do want to say this. I'm waiting for Kelly to sign in. We're going to see people who've been eliminated in some capacity over here. We know that. So it's not the end of Mandy Saccomanno as far as being affiliated with us and the TK network. She's going to be a part of us in some capacity. I've got some interesting concepts for round 3 for different topics. Judging as well. So we're going to see a lot of our luminaries come back. A lot have their own shows also. That is how non-biased voting works. I'll read some of your comments until Kelly White signs in.
Kelly.
Yeah. Joe, let me ask you this. What are you looking forward to? Let's talk outro. Who would you like to see show up this next Saturday night? We're going to find out momentarily. Who would you like to see show up next Saturday night?
As humorous as it is, but in all seriousness, I still really want to see a Jesse Ventura versus a Sally Jesse Raphael versus John Lovitz match because I would love to see.
Wow.
I would love to see
a rematch. So Sally gets John again.
Yes. Yes,
that would be interesting. And even before the red light goes on, that match could be interesting. Between Sally and Lovitz.
But it's two Jessies. It's two Jessies versus a John.
Two Jessies versus a John.
Sounds like a
Giselle,
sitcom.
what match?
Yes.
What pairing would you like to see, Giselle? What pairing would you like to see next week?
I've had a few rumbling around in my head that I think would be good or that I think might happen. It's possible we could see Mariel Hemingway and Raymond J. Barry and a mystery participant.
It's an interesting one.
It's
right there.
possible we could see Bronson Pinchot and Greg Louganis and Al Snow.
I'll tell you what. Either way, you bring up Al Snow, Bronson Pinchot, pinch me. You won't have to pinch me because this ain't a dream. We're doing this, guys. Next Saturday night, we're going to find out what dream matchup we have, despite the fact that it's rooted in reality. Let's bring in Kelly J. White right now, guys and gals and pals. He's looking ahead to next Saturday night as well. Kelly J. White, real quick, who would you like to see next Saturday?
Oh wow, who would I like to see? Man, there's been some great names thrown around already. Well, I see John Lovitz pop up.
John Lovitz.
Yeah, get a little of his brand of humor going in here, and I think I think that would liven the place up. Not that it needs it, but John's John.
Takes it to a new level, doesn't he? Yes, John.
That he does. It's just that branding of his, the way he does it.
No doubt about that. I'm on pins and needles for this outro. Hey, John Lovitz was on pins and needles when he knew he had to face Sally Jesse. So there's that in round number one.
Don't blame me there.
We're all ready. We're all on pins and needles, right, guys? So we're going to play the outro right now. Guys and gals and pals, in a 1, in a 2, in a 3, you have to wait no more for the outro. Here we go.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
So especially, that's why to me it was a great educational film, especially about the Italian-American histories back in the 1800s and 1900s, especially with Sicily. They go back in their hometown and they form this whole unity of the family. The bully could be a teacher, it could be a family member, it could be online, it could be anybody. Don't be ashamed, don't be embarrassed to go to the parents of someone and confront the bully, because the bully is the one who got the problem. He's the one who got the insecurity. And if you don't take action, it could be involved in serious injury.
That Moon River was such an important and sad sort of song that happened during the time of that movie, when she was kind of coming to grips with who she was.
We all share in the human experience. I mean, it's all about, we all have families. We're all not perfect. But we and you don't even know, when you're in a childhood, you don't even know what you're in.
War now is unrecognizable. I've been to Iran. First Americans to step foot in that place since the hostage crisis of 1980. Gazvin, for a very, very interesting and amazing experience for me.
I realized that I couldn't continue to train and compete at the level that I'm used to competing at. And I wanted to go out on my own terms, not wait till I had a promoter or a doctor telling me I couldn't do it anymore.
But you see, they really weren't in the background. Their brand was in the background. Their publicity was in the background. And whose fault was that?
The value that somebody may want to know what happened in Puerto Rico in the early days, how big was the camera and how heavy was the makeup. That's there.
You'll look at a situation, I was told, Governor, you'll look at a situation and you'll see that situation from a perspective nobody else generally does.
The way that happened, I went to junior college for 1 year. I was on the GI Bill.
Okay.
And when you're on the GI Bill, you don't really have to name a major or nothing right away. And my first year at college, I took theater. And I really enjoyed theater. I actually did Aristophanes.
Many left, guys. Not many left. And it's not hip hop. And it's not hip hop. Getting down to the wire, guys. Down to the wire. One on one. One on one. One on one. One. Each one. Each section. Third rounder. Third rounder. The king himself, Kelly White. He's contemplating things for next week, you know that. 4. He called it, he predicted an area anyway. And guys and gals, how about giving up to Joe Saccomanno? The man who did things the way he always does. He's a professional. Joe Saccomanno. Guys and gals and pals, I'm going to say this right now. Say it from the heart. Mandy, you're awesome. Nancy, congrats. And man, oh man, guys and gals and pals. Tonight made me want to do this forever. Thank you, Jeff. And somebody's going to Disneyland.